Hey there, decided to start this since about 9 p.m. Stuntman Marq will be on in a bit. Uh, he was on here, but he had a little bit of issue with, I think, like the screen, the green screen. But fair we start a bit, and that way catch up with the chat and say hi. Before we start this, this is a paid request from Predminator, who I saw was in the chat. Thank you once again, man. Yes, happy Alien Day, and I did Marq will be on in a bit, but I just decided to start since it is 9 p.m. and again, this way I just say hi to the chat before we start this whole shebang. Hey there, Bobby. The cut of the film we'll be watching is theatrical cut, but I have a 35 millimeter version. It does have a trailer in front of it of Outland, I believe. So I don't know if this was a re-release in '81. But what I'll do is this theatrical cut. I'll mention when this title start of Alien. I'll mention that, like, for those who want to follow on later. Oh, that's fine. So I'll mention when the A in Alien starts, when it starts forming. That way, for people following along, because I think that's the first thing you really see pop up that'll be consistent. But hey there, Silver Wings, Foddy, Doug 12. I don't think I've seen you on here. Fox logo. Funny enough, the it doesn't have the Fox logo on this. It has a different logo in front of this. I think his is I just British. Well, yeah, I guess the 20th Century Fox logo. Just start there. Yeah, I see it now. Want to double check? Yeah, I just say when the Fox logo starts. I'll say that when the old school Fox logo starts. I'll say that. That'll be the sync up. That'll be the sync up for it. So sounds good. But yeah, first 2 minutes will be kind of plus that may cool. So yeah, I'll say when the Fox logo starts. And it'll be about 2 or so minutes when we start, because there's about a trailer, some little tiles. Because again, wanted to watch the 35 millimeter version, just seeing a quality I prefer. Hey there.
What's up? I'm back.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I would just mention I just started just to say hi to the chat, and that we're watching the theatrical cut, and this one, which I sent you the link on, it does have like a trailer in front of it, which was cool. I think it's of Outland, which is pretty cool.
Okay.
So I'm gonna, but for those who follow home, when the Fox logo starts, I'll mention, and then that way people can follow along when the 20th Century Fox logo starts. By the way, before a film starts, we could talk about a bit of stuff while the opening tiles and stuff are happening. So plus, I would just wanted to watch the 35 millimeter version that I had here, so just had the opportunity. So why not? And I sent it to Marq, and there we go. So
I had a little trouble with it. Something about like
okay.
the gigabytes. I think it was like a 5 GB limit or something like that. Um,
Okay, so what you watch it on?
I have the 4K and I also have the digital copy. So I'll probably do one
Or
of
I'll
those.
just skip to the Fox logo then.
Okay.
So forget everything I said at the beginning, guys, because I didn't know this until now. But I'll just skip to the Fox logo. And I didn't know any of this until now.
What's up, Predminator? How you doing, Greg? Hope you're doing good. Yeah, it gave me that message like right when it hit the 5 gig mark, and then it was like you need to
That's
wait
strange
another
because
5 hours.
that's never happened to me. I don't know why I did that, but oh well.
Were you the uploader?
Yeah, but I mean, I've downloaded stuff from there as well, and it worked
Mhm.
fine for me. I'm not on a paid thing, so yeah, I don't know. I
Yeah, I
said,
mean,
oh well.
I'm pretty sure I've gotten stuff off of there before as well, but I don't remember if I ever had that problem. It's a little weird. Matter of fact, since we got a minute or two, I'm gonna try it right now just to see. I mean, I would like to
Well,
see this version of it.
I have it paused at the Fox logo just in case,
Okay.
right when it starts.
Okay.
Hey, people in the chat, Greg, Predminator, Gary, Monoval, Bobby, Aragorn, hello there. This is a paid request from Predminator because I guess it's Alien Day, April 26th.
Hmm.
I I never really know of Alien Day unless Predator mentions it because I don't really think of it any other time. And he said a pay request for me and Mark to do a commentary today on Alien, the original film. Decided to do the theatrical cut. It's actually been a while since I've seen the theatrical cut. I think nowadays people watch it just the director's cut, but I would say I honestly prefer the theatrical cut of Alien. I would probably say that. I should prefer the theatrical version.
Okay.
The director's cut is interesting to watch, but it's not consistent when Aliens is my favorite, and then the whole it's a cool scene, but the people turn into eggs doesn't really make sense in connection with everything else afterward. Aliens, I prefer the special edition actually of Aliens,
Yeah, same.
but the first one I prefer the theatrical.
Uh-oh, we might be in luck here. I think it's gonna let me get it. So it says I had 20
Hey,
seconds
the
left.
mayor, LV426 day, yeah. Also, so that's why it's Alien Day,
Yeah.
LV426. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's strange though. Wouldn't Alien Day? Wouldn't you choose the date when the first film came out in theaters instead of something from the like? I mean, I guess that's still 426, but as far as Alien Day is like, oh, this is when the first film came out in theaters. I
Mm-hmm.
would think that would make more sense as a date to celebrate, but uh,
Yeah, and I think it came
maybe
out in
someone
like,
was high was thinking of 420 and it's like 426. That's close enough. They were too
yeah,
high to know the difference. I don't know.
and it's not that far off. The first movie came out, I think, May. Let me just check. Actually, let's see. Yeah, May 25th. So it could easily have gone
Oh,
the
that's
other
funny.
way.
My birthday,
Oh wow,
May 25th. Yeah, my birthday.
that's cool.
I wasn't born yet, but still, just give it a few years.
All right, it's almost done. So if you want to start
Okay.
it the other way, you could do that too.
Um,
It's up to you.
no, I mean, we could go to the Fox logo. Most people won't have this cut. It's pretty much the cut I have. It shows two trailers of Blade Runner and Outland. I guess this
Hmm.
is like a British 35 millimeter. So I guess they released Alien in theaters in 1982
Okay.
because they did Blade Runner and Outland. Well,
Hmm.
Outland's 81, but so right when the Fox logo starts, we could do it because everybody else.
Hmm.
And it's the theatrical cut, folks. So like I'm at 5 minutes and 30 seconds.
Okay. Yeah, I see the film strips at the beginning and the trailers.
Yeah.
I'm skipping them though.
Yeah,
Let's
I'm at 5 minutes and 30 seconds.
Okay, I'm almost there.
But for most people out there, it'll be when the Fox logo is right beginning. Uh, yeah, I saw Aon Rama's teaser. It didn't look like much of jack shit.
I got it paused at 5 minutes and 30 seconds. I'm there.
Yeah, Ray and Romulus. There's just another Ripley wannabe, a Rip Offly, as I call her. Just another Rip Offly, and there's people in ships, and there's people running around, and there's a bunch of CGI facehuggers. Like I give a shit. So maybe with the director it'll be more turkey tum basters this time for the Xenomorphs.
That's what
He loves the turkey cum
that's what the
basters.
Xenomorphs got. Like,
He loved him don't breathe, so he's like, do aliens dream of illiterate turkey cum basters?
oh man. All right.
But okay, yeah, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say the this was almost not a 20th Century Fox production, but we will get into that when we start.
Cool. Well, we could just start now. We're about 10, 11 minutes in. Predminator request this is in this. And then people who see this after the fact, they didn't get to always watch along. This will be archived and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So to sync up with Marq, I'm 5 minutes and 3 minutes in. For other people, 5 minutes, 30 seconds in. For other people, it's again right when the Fox logo opens up. I'll count down from 3. 3, 2, 1, pressing play. This is the Fox logo. And it's about to fade for syncing right now. And then we're going to have, there's the stars. Brandywine Ronald Shusett production for syncing. Really Scott film.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to go
It's
there,
true.
but that's Sir
It's
Ridley
true.
Scott, buddy.
Not anymore. He deserves a Sir taken off. Have you seen what he's done the past 10 years?
Oh, I have.
Prometheus, the Alien Come and shit. It's...
Oh,
but this is an interesting way they open it with, like, you build up the titles. I don't know many other films that have done that build up the titles like that. I can't think of many films that have done that.
Not exactly in that fashion, no. But I guess the first Terminator kind of does that. Goes over like the font a little bit, you know, and then we get the title. But
and now they about like with Fox, you'll never see that logo again because Disney bought them.
Yeah, yeah.
20th Century Studios now.
Mm-hmm.
Hulu. But it's a good moody opening. It definitely gives the horror vibe because really Scott, Texas Chainsaw Massacre was an inspiration. Like you say, he was a big fan of that. And in a way, it's like take those 50s movies, but make it with the hopeful intensity of Texas Chainsaw Massacre and a budget of Star Wars. And Star Wars helped get this movie made because they saw how successful Star Wars was and said, wow, a sci-fi film that looks like an A picture can make money. Go for it.
Yeah, they really didn't want to do this at first, which is weird because like you would think that they would have seen the value in the script. But like you said, Star Wars came along and that sort of kickstarted this one into high gear. They were all about doing a science fiction film at that point. But it could have been now I hate to say worse, but it probably would have been just because like I like Roger Corman and all, but they were on the verge of signing the deal with and making this with Roger Corman. I could only imagine the production value of this movie had it went that way. So I'm glad Walter Hill and David came along. I mean, those guys know their stuff, and I know they worked well. I'll say rewrote a few scenes, not reworked exactly, but they rewrote a few scenes and added like the Ian Holm part, the android that was not originally in the script. And for what it's worth, I think, I mean, if you take him out, it doesn't really make the film any worse. But he's so good in that role that like I'm totally fine with it being there. It doesn't distract or mess anything up. Like it's
Well, actually, I think it would have been. It's better because you have to have a foil to kind of twist people to get this alien on there. I mean,
Hmm.
you could say that they're just being dumb or being greedy or pigheaded, but the fact that you have an actual enemy and not just a greedy person, but actual physical android threat
Hmm.
makes you sympathize with the human characters even more. Like that you have this android that is in a way outwitting them, could potentially be physically imposing to them, like almost strangles Ripley.
Right. Yeah.
So I think it creates even more of a threat to the characters. Real quick, like shout out to Bobby. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Uh, cool, Bobby. Haven't seen Happy Days in a while. Saved by the Bell, goofy as hell. Uh, number five, I definitely agree with, and the others I haven't really seen. But thank you, Bobby. I appreciate that, man. Good list there. Not my list. I'm sure there'll be an Alien TV show soon. Well, actually, they
Oh
are
yeah.
working on it. What am I talking about? They are working on it.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll be on Bobby's list. Probably not. Won't be on my list. Fucking hell. Alien TV show. Thank you, Bobby. I really appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Yeah, Bobby, that's an interesting list, man. I haven't seen Happy Days and oh my god, it's since I was a kid. Like it's been so long.
Now imagine the Fonz being in this. Hey, hit the side of the ship, and all of a
Yeah.
sudden a Pepsi arrives for some reason. I want a Pepsi free. You want it free, you have to pay for it. No, that's Back to the Future.
Oh man, this all this stuff like the set design and
Mm-hmm.
just talk about so many things lining up. I mean, we briefly mentioned the not going the Roger Corman route, going with
Yeah.
Brandywine Productions, who then in turn, I guess, got Fox involved. And I know they upped the budget. Originally, it was going to be like 4 million or something like that. They doubled that, which definitely helped. And I mean, just the right everything, music. I like this. I think it's Jerry Goldsmith doing this. Um,
Oh yeah.
oh
One of my
yeah.
favorite composers.
Hmm.
May rest in peace. My favorite composer from the first three Rambo films, Leviathan, Runaway, King
Hmm.
Solomon's Mines, Air Force One. There's a lot of great scores throughout the years, and this is definitely up there with his great scores. I
Yeah.
mean, my favorite Alien score is Aliens, but this is a great one. And then Ronald Shusett, who did the production design, who also did the design in Leviathan.
Hmm.
So Ronald Shusett and Jerry Goldsmith return for that.
I'll have to agree on Aliens. That was James Horner, I believe, and he's always really good at those like adventurous type of scores. Like I think Jumanji was his, and Mask of Zorro, which I love. The music in that
Yeah.
is just great stuff. It fits perfectly.
Well, to be fair, Silver Wings, Sigourney Weaver and Veronica Cartwright don't really have much for boobs, so they're good actresses, but I wouldn't really call them for the boob patrol. So I don't think we'd be missing much. I don't think they had much,
Yeah.
but they're good actresses.
Hmm.
And Mark, we gotta talk about the Bowen situation. We gotta talk about the Bowen situation, Mark. Right? Right.
And they were both young around this time. They were, I think Sigourney was like 28. Veronica
Mm-hmm.
was almost 30 or just at 30. Everybody else was
And
older though.
I think Meryl Streep was up for this Ripley part. I think Meryl Streep was.
Hmm.
Remember reading at one point. But yeah, Yaphet Kotto, he'd be in The Running Man. He was in this underrated film called Warning Sign,
Hmm.
which is 28 Days Later before 28 Days Later. Good
Right.
1983 horror virus movie. Again, The Running Man and quite a few others. Harry Dean Stanton, of course. Escape from New York. course, we have Tom Steard here, who'll be in the Dead Zone on many other movies.
Poison Ivy, one of my personal favorites.
I'm sure it is. I mean, I love the design of this. I mean, yes, you could say it's dated, but every movie is dated 5 minutes in, so it doesn't matter. Every movie's a movie of its time, and yeah, this may look like, okay, the future wouldn't look like this, but it's still a cool looking future. And it's 1979, give them a break. But some people do pick on that, but I do like the look and feel of all this, even like now in a retro future way. And I agree with the Predminator. Alien Isolation capture that very well to keep that look.
Hell yeah.
But you remember those computers when everything was green? Everything was green on the screen.
Yeah.
And that's it. And like all these buttons, like what I bet, of course, in the movie they'll to light brightly, but in reality, most of those buttons won't be. What are all those buttons for?
Exactly.
It's just the AC on my left ball. It's just the AC on my right ball. I always think of Airplane 2, the sequel with William Shatner.
Oh,
the lights are blinking and blinking and blinking.
Yeah.
And real quick, like shout out, thanks once again, Bobby. If I invite a girl to your house to watch a bad horror movie, the girl is scared of and faints while you're hating the movie, ranting and fall asleep, I'll wake her up and say, hey, if you're too scared, let's go to bed. We won't be scared anymore.
Yeah, I mean, as long as like she falls asleep with her head in my lap, you know, I'm fine. I'll just finish.
You hear a zipper? Yeah, her head in your lap. You hear a zipper. What are you doing, Marq? What are you doing? You're marking her. Why are you marking her on her face? Here's called Bukaki. I'd be like, don't worry about bad horror movies. It's better than the news. The news is scarier. But yeah, you don't have these type of characters anymore. Blue collar, working man, truck driver type of characters. Even I'm talking about like mainstream film nowadays. It's either someone who's like very rich, or they're very model looking, or even if not model looking, but like they're, I don't know what it is. Like you don't really see like Midwest trucker, like, you know what I mean? Like they don't have those type of people. And if it's, why do you think that's the case?
I honestly don't know. I mean, even, well, probably a few years after this, the cliche would become like everything's like teenagers or early 20 somethings, and they haven't really even lived life yet, but we're supposed to like put ourselves in their shoes. And like, I do appreciate this because it just feels more real. I mean, the characters themselves with the dialogue and stuff, like they actually have a genuine camaraderie that I like. And some people may have it twisted where they think that like, well, this movie's kind of slow and the characters aren't as interesting as Aliens, because Aliens is like the top dog of the franchise. It's the one that gets all the praise, rightfully so. But I think with characters and like Aliens, you know, Hicks, Hudson, all those guys, it's a lot easier to, how should I say, sort of fall in love with their camaraderie, like the sort of like how it is in Predator, you know, like those guys, like all the jokes nonstop, and it's a lot easier to get into those characters, I think. But these characters are still interesting in their own way. It's just a lot different. Like I really like the like you said, the blue collar aesthetic. Oh, and then here we go. Here's Ian Holm.
But yeah, just a shout out to some people in the chat. Anthony from Let's Talk Resident Evil. Hope you're doing well, Anthony. Nick B, Slasher Fred. Yeah, Several Wings mentioned something interesting. NASA, even they sometimes use older tech because it's simpler. because it doesn't break down as much. So when something's much more complex, it'll break down a lot more,
Mm-hmm.
which is true. I mean, as computers and video game systems, the more they upgrade, like the more easy they break down. They do good work when they work, but they break down easier. But if you have like an old Nintendo, as long as the cartridge works, it'll still more than likely work. But if you get an Xbox 360, it may not work as well.
Yeah, that was a very poor design, but the simplicity of like the old Nintendo, yeah, a lot less moving and functioning parts that like are a lot less likely to break down. Yeah, I know what you mean for sure.
But yeah, I love the effects. I love the space shots of the planets. I love the model work because it's
Hmm.
something tangible and real.
Yeah.
And that's the problem a lot of times I have with today. Like I know a lot of people like Godzilla XCon.
Hmm.
One of the many issues I have with it is that everything looks like a video game. And I
Hmm.
get it, it's Godzilla, but at the same, it's just like even the backgrounds, even the city, even the buildings, even the trees, even the sky, when everything is so digital, even this, whether it was like the planets, I don't know if that was map paintings, I don't know what how the like the planet right there. I don't know if that's a
Hmm.
map painting. I don't know if that's something else, how exactly they did that.
I think it was a
But it still looks
combination
more
of
yeah,
the painting and then like the full scale models that they built and
yeah,
shooting it in that I think it's 2.5 frames per second, the slow passing to give it the space type feeling. Yeah, it's a lot more
tangible.
ingenuity. Yeah, it's tangible and there's a lot more ingenuity that went into all of like how they were able to accomplish this back then. I mean, there was CGI, but it was so like basic, very, very primitive. And they had to come up with a lot of things. I mean, even like the planet's surface, I know they use a lot of sand and like gravel, fiberglass, and all sorts of like real tangible
Mhm.
stuff. It's not all like completely digital stuff that they would do now.
Yeah. Uh, I mean, both did a good job. Predminator, Ian Holm, and Lance Henriksen. I would say I prefer Lance Henriksen just because the character, just on paper, more likable, easy to root for character, and
Hmm.
I follow Lance Henriksen's character more. But they're both two different androids. They both their jobs well. So I guess if I had to pick Lance Henriksen, but they both were good.
Yeah, definitely Lance for me. Home is great though. I mean, once he flips, he is a bit terrifying. Like I wouldn't want to have to be stuck on the ship with that guy or android. But yeah, like you want to be involved in like right over Bishop's shoulder in like every scene of Aliens. Like he's doing his analysis on the face hugger and all that stuff. Like I want to know everything he's doing.
Yeah. Well, XSC, not really that, but I think in the original script, I think the characters were a lot more friendly with each other in bed. I think like Ripley and Tom Stairs' character were casual. Like there's a lot more casual intercourse because it's you're out there in the middle of nowhere and it's like relief
Hmm.
stress, frustration. But I just see taking it out because you don't really need that love story. Not everything needs a love story. Not everything needs sexual tension.
Hmm.
And it not being in there, you could tell it wasn't needed. It wasn't.
Right.
Not everything needs that. I think there are certain movies that push that forcefully. For example, I like a film like Daylight, Sylvester Stallone, but it tried to do this love story with Amy Brenneman, and it's like, I like the movie, but this sucks. Like they have no chemistry. They don't need. You don't buy into it. So
Yeah.
not everything needs it. It's just they're a crew that you tell they've been overworked, underpaid. They're sent out to do this job, and they're doing whatever they can. And of course, people know this, but the Ripley was originally it could be a guy or a girl, and they just randomly said, "Oh, let's make it a girl," and that was it. There was no politics or anything of the sort like they would do today.
Hmm.
What makes her a character is the strength of her resolve, not because she got tits and men are bad, like a movie today.
Right. And I love the evolution of her character in Aliens. I mean, they take her one step further. Um, when she takes over from Gorman, like she's like, "Get them out of there." He's panicking, but she's like, "Fuck this shit. I'm going to take over. I'm going to drive this vehicle right through the wall and I'm going to do what needs to be done." And then later on, she learns how to use the gun and all that. So I'll applaud Cameron for a lot of things in Aliens, but especially for growing her character. Like she could have just
Mm.
been the same, and not to say she's bad in this movie, but he didn't have to expand
Yeah,
her character, but he did it perfectly, as he did with pretty much everything in Aliens. That's how you do a sequel.
yeah.
Like that's what they're
Then in
not
Alien,
doing nowadays with these Alien sequels.
well, in Alien 3, they drew her death certificate.
Oh god. Let's just kill everybody. That's creative.
It's real, Mark. It's real. It's real life.
Yeah, it's real
Bad things
bad.
happen in real life, Mark. I mean, this film, I mean, when it came out, it definitely did well and inspired a lot of movies, video games. I mean, throughout the years, Contra, Metroid for video games, among others, movies. Roger Corman ripped this off as many times as he could. Galaxy of Terror,
Mhm.
Forbidden World, etc. Just constant stuff into the 80s and 90s.
Yeah. I mean, not only the horror element in the story of this, but we got to give it up for the H.R. Geiger stuff. I mean, that so
Mm-hmm.
defines like the fabric of this film and I guess the entire
Yeah.
franchise after. Like, there's nothing like that before it. Um, and doing it on this scale, it really shines. It's one of the highlights of the film, indeed.
On a side note, that's why I like watching these 35 millimeter cuts because you see what the color scheme was when it first came out.
Hmm.
I know nowadays they're more refined and more punchier color and stuff, but I don't know. Maybe because I just see so many movies like that, and some of them are filtered in. That it's nice for me to just go back and watch like how they originally look and
Hmm. But
uh,
Matt, what
you know.
about the AI transfers?
Well, did the first Alien have it? You had the 4K you mentioned
No,
earlier,
no, 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 not at
right?
all.
So I've heard people say that's good. The first one in 4K.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is.
But I guess I'm just getting too old. I just like seeing these movies if I can in 35 millimeter. There's just not a whole lot out there.
Hmm.
At least like this pristine, for 35
Oh
millimeter.
yeah,
Not like a VHS tape.
yeah. I mean, there is some print damage on here, but I can look past it. Um, everything still pops though. Like,
I like the print damage. It just makes it feel like being in the theater.
yeah,
Uh,
it's isn't that crazy though? Like how there is none these days, like on anything. Like
right.
it's completely non-existent. And if it was, people would probably complain.
Yeah. Well, they didn't complain on TikTok until it maybe gets banned.
Oh man. People are really pissed about that too.
I laugh. I never used TikTok, so I'm laughing
Yeah, me neither.
because I'm like, I. On a side note, I doubt China will want to sell it. It seems
Mhm.
like, but who knows? Unless someone buys it, apparently it'll be banned. I'll laugh. I'll laugh. But yeah, it's on. I can't tell you the website, but it's online. Um, I I also put in the chat for those interested. But Apparently, for some people, there may be an issue where you may like maybe download a little bit and then maybe you have to go back and finish it.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes the website can be finicky, but if you're patient enough, you'll eventually get it. If for those who want. I like that exchange earlier. You know, why don't you fuck off? What? Ripley, come back here. Come on. Of course, the cat,
Mm-hmm.
the lone survivor, survived everybody because they left behind in aliens, and then
That's
Ripley
right.
died. The pussy, the ultimate pussy, lives.
That cat's
Not
still
all the
alive.
pussies, though. But, yep. Maybe they should clone the cat in Alien Resurrection. They cloned everything else.
Oh man.
I think half cat, half alien. Like those toys, it was like half bull, half alien, and half praying mantis, half alien. Those aliens toys. Because there's going to be an aliens cartoon, and that's why they're making it. And sadly, the cartoon got canceled. But
Mm.
like each toy, there's like a little comic book that you follow, like a story, and
Okay.
that's why Ripley and Hits look different because it's supposed to be for this cartoon that never got made. I think it's supposed to be like early '90s, around the time Alien 3 came out. Everybody saw Alien 3 and said, "Well, this is done." PT, I put the link. It's look above with my username. It's found footage. No, not really.
What do you think of what's that guy's name? Badaji Badejo or something like that? It was his only role as the xenomorph.
Oh, I mean, I don't know him, but uh, I mean, the alien, the work is nicely done in terms of the way it's hidden in shadows, the way it moved when it does move, when you do see it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have issues with it. Definitely got a skinny guy, kind of flexible guy.
Yeah, he was like 6'10" or something crazy like that. And he was
Hmm.
not an actor or anything. I think they like discovered him. It might have been at a bar or something. I can't remember what they said. But yeah, he was not in the business. He can't they just his size and frame like impressed them enough. They were like, "Well, he could probably work in the suit." And he did, and he didn't pursue like a film career after that or anything. Um, he just did like, normal everyday stuff. But yeah, him and Kevin Peter Hall, two huge guys.
Hmm. And yeah, for Nippy, yeah, that kids cartoon is supposed to be a show like RoboCop Rambo cartoons, but they did a lot of R-rated cartoons for R-rated stuff. And yeah, Alien Isolation for me is a better Alien 3 than Alien 3. I agree with that, Predminator.
Definitely.
And Neil Blomkamp's Alien film, I would have been more interested than Alien Covenant,
Hmm.
Danny McBride, and all that stuff. I definitely
Was
would have been more interested.
wasn't he involved before Prometheus? Like, wasn't he supposed to be the guy to like do the next film?
I thought
It,
it was between Prometheus and Covenant. I thought it was after Prometheus. Neil Blomkamp wanted to do a script. Maybe it was, but the way I
you know
heard it, he
what?
wanted to do
I
another
think you're
alternate Alien 3.
that's yeah, like it was supposed to be like an alternate set in a different like timeline or something. From Prometheus. Yeah, you're
Because he
right.
had worked
I
with
remember.
Sigourney Weaver on Chappie,
Hmm.
among other films, and he had written a script where Hicks was alive, Duke was alive, Ripley was alive. It would take place after Aliens. He wanted an alternate Alien 3. And Sigourney Weaver he worked with her, and she liked the idea. She liked the script or whatever. And the studio said no because they wanted Ridley Scott to continue and do Alien Covenant. And now you know what happened.
Yeah.
You saw Alien Covenant?
We
There you
did.
go. And hey there, Alan Stanley. Hope you're doing well. Danny Dundada.
Danny, what's up,
XSC.
man?
And here's a space jockey, which this is all we should have seen instead of the big, giant, albino, bald fuck face in Prometheus, who they stole the black oil from X-Files. Fucking bullshit. Fuck Prometheus. Like, this is an interesting mystery. And I remember on the making of Alien documentaries, they're like, this is before Prometheus. Oh, Ridley Scott should do another one and see where the space jockeys came from. I never wanted that. I always thought it was a bad idea. And I was proven right because it was a shit idea. Because it just made him some tall, big, bald-headed, mongoloid looking, motherfucking Jason Voorhees looking albino fuck faces. And that's all they were. So it just diluted the mystery.
Also, like what they gave us, I thought they just did too much. Like there was a way to like give us just enough, if anything at all, but they went way like I think that they were like, well, Alien is this iconic film. Let's go deep. Let's make but it's like, no, man, you don't gotta you don't have to do all this stuff. And the engineers, I don't care. I never cared about that stuff.
I don't think most people cared except the people making them.
I mean, but hell, there's people that will defend Prometheus to the death, and I'm just like, man, just watch the original. You don't need
they're
to.
wrong. I'm just kidding.
They're
they're wrong. If you like the film, that's fine. Bobby, real quickly, thank you, man. Say by the Bell maybe goofy, but compared to shows now like Euphoria, oh yeah, that girl, Zendaya, yeah. Kids fucked the show. Saved by the Bell 2020, never saw it. Netflix teen drama reboot. OG Saved by the Bell is Coach at the Night Stalker today. Well, yeah, I'll give you that. I mean, compared to those shows you mentioned, sure. It'd probably be scarier than Alien TV show. But yeah, I get what you mean, man. I get what you mean. I agree. But I mean, I'm sure there are good shows today, but just it's not Chucky the TV show. It's not again some of these other shows. Reboot of Fresh Prince of Bel Air called Bel Air. It's serious now. Will Smith goes seriously smacks it.
That's the one thing Prometheus did have that I like. I was just thinking about it. Fassbender's performance. That was the one good thing out of the movie. I thought he did a good job as the android. But other than that, like I could still take it or leave it. It's not something I'm like, oh man, I gotta watch it for his performance. It's still not enough to get me to watch it over and over.
I did not like him. I really hate his character. David. Fuck David. Fuck the android. His fucking flute. I'll do the fingering. That's a fucking line. I'll do the fingering. Yeah, finger your own ass. Fucking David. David. That's what should be called David, the movie.
Yeah, I mean,
hey, Charlize Theron, don't run straight. Turn left.
Thing
this thing's gonna crush you in 5 minutes. Turn left and you won't be crushed.
So stupid.
I'm ready to die. Turn left. Or the 800-pound CG face hugger all of a sudden, and Jesus Christ.
I love Tarantino's like jokes about the space. He called it the space cobra that he's petting it in that one scene. It looks so stupid.
It was like an alien dick just moving around and watching a guy get high in his spacesuit. Because that's what Alien was missing. Character that'd be a lame Friday the 13th character. He got high in a spacesuit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, people. Yeah, Veronica Cartwright. Yeah, she would later be in the X Files as uh, I forget her Spender. Last,
Hmm. Cassandra Spender.
yeah, and of course she was in the '70s Body Snatchers movie, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, with Jeff Goldblum and many others. Uh, been quite a few stuff later on.
Hmm. It just looks amazing.
Yeah, I think that shot is just gloves, like someone's hands with gloves doing this,
Hmm.
but it works.
Yeah. I remember they were talking about even the xenomorph
Don't
suit.
be stupid.
It
Oh,
was
don't be stupid. Don't put your head in an egg. Just saying, it's not going to end well. You get what you deserve, Kane. Got what you deserved, Darwin.
hey, like they had to investigate, man. Like
You investigate, not put your head right here.
he's going in for
It's
a
called,
closer look.
wanted to eat it out. I guess he was hungry for fish or crabs or whatever. He needed seafood. Long John Silver's was closed.
But yeah, just the practical stuff with the suit and stuff using, I think it was tubes from like the Rolls-Royce cooling system and just all sorts of like such like practical stuff that you could just find, pretty much anywhere if you just that's that ingenuity though. That's what I love about it. It's like they got what worked. Whatever would work. Don't just go to the computer, get creative. And I mean, they didn't have
Mm-hmm.
a choice, so gotta love that stuff, man. I don't know how people don't appreciate that today.
And there's a scene that perfectly shows how the android was the right choice, because to have someone who's inhuman make this choice, because if he wasn't there, Ripley'd be like, "Fuck this, you stay out there,
Hmm.
you die or whatever what happens." But she was the smartest person. That's why she lives. Like, she's like, "No, you're not going the fuck in here. I don't know what the hell's in that thing." She was smart.
Yeah.
We want people doing smart things. She did the smart thing. Ash fucked it up. They fucked up on purpose.
Hmm.
I don't know. I mean, with all that stuff in it, it looks like an egg, like the suit
Yeah.
looks like a hard boiled egg.
Oh, one of the things I've always heard too is like how people have said, it borrows so much from so many other movies. One of them being Shadow of the Vampire from uh no, I said Shadow of the Vampire. It's Planet of the Vampires, the Mario Bava film
Ah, okay.
from 65.
Yeah, I think I've seen that. Yeah.
Mhm. Like there's a lot of imagery that does um come very close to some stuff in here and a few other films, but I also remember O'Bannon saying that like he admitted to that like that's where a lot of the inspiration came from. And I
Yeah,
don't
like
think
Star
there's
Wars
yeah, I don't
copied
think
a lot of
there's
stuff.
yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with inspiration. Like, I mean, a lot of people
Yeah,
are
your
inspired
favorite
by
Star
other
Wars.
stuff. Oh, good. Dude, don't get me I'm not gonna
Well,
get
yeah,
started
Star
with
Wars is
them.
what got this film made. So do it, do it, do it.
It
I
is.
think it's Star Wars.
I'll give it credit for that. That's about it.
But how do you think of Star Wars?
Oh, it's great.
Come on. So how you really feel about it?
I love it. I love it for getting Alien made.
Come on, I know you said fuck Star Wars.
Fuck
There you
Star
go. I'll say
Wars.
it for you. Say that one more time.
Fuck Star Wars.
There
And
you
George
go.
Lucas. How about that?
I don't mind the original Star Wars, but I prefer films like this. Definitely so. Like this would be in my top 100 movies. None of the stars would be in my top 200. I like them for what they are, but there's many other films I like more just because of a variety of reasons.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you, Bobby. Shout out to you, man. Thoughts on teen drama reboot of old shows or cartoons and make them series live action? They fucking suck. um, it's just like with Alien, really. I mean, it kind of fits actually. Any IP they use to milk any type of drop they can. Sometimes they feel they're doing something differently, which can be appreciated, but then it's either done very poorly or it's something different that didn't really have an audience to stand on. I mean, if you're taking like a comedy and you want to make it a reboot and you make it serious, make sure there's an audience that actually cares and actually wants to see it. That may not be. Or an IP that, you know what, was a one time thing, but it did not need sequels or reboots or continuations.
Mm-hmm.
And Bobby, I think a lot of those stuff, a lot of people don't know how to write anymore. There's maybe a few that know how to direct, but not many people know how to write proper characters. And to Alien here, you only needed really 2 films, and they keep regurgitating or repeating or whatever, and dwindling results box office wise, critical wise, and fan base wise. It just you made something less special, more homogenized, more typical, and it's like everything, like Star Wars nowadays, like everything. It just when you melt something to death, it gets to a point that it becomes more bad than good, and so then people they'll remember the originals fondly, but as a whole, they'll think of it more negative and positive because they'll think of more bad entries than good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's more bad Alien films than good ones.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the many problems with those sequels. They don't, instead of drawing from a place of genuine inspiration and real creativity, you're going off of what's come before and writing down a checklist of what you need, what has already worked. Like they look at Alien or Aliens and they say, okay, well, it has to have all of these things because that's what works. Instead of saying, well, why don't we just try to do our own thing and see if that stuff works? There's so many times where I see any of the sequels and they don't feel like they're inspired by anything but what came before, and you're just copy and pasting. Like you don't have to go that route. Like if you don't have any of your own ideas and you're just working outward from a checklist of what's already been done, then you're in trouble. And that's really what they do. I mean, look at Alien 3. I mean, instead of going to a logical closure point to end that film, they start by killing pretty much everyone except Ripley, and by the end they kill Ripley. It's like that's not. And then another idea they had was to like go back to basic isolation of having one alien again, and then isolating all the characters. It's like, well, that's been done already. Like, why are you doing that again? You know it works, so why not just go springboard from like where Cameron left us and go from there, create your own thing, add your own ideas. Like that's what Cameron did. And I'm not trying to put over Cameron the whole time. Everybody's probably going to accuse me of doing that. But I mean, with Aliens, look at all the stuff that was created. You get your source
Mm-hmm.
with like the Queen. I believe he actually even named the fucking planet because I don't think they say
Yeah,
LV4
but some would
26
say
years.
Alien Resurrection tried to do that with that chupacabra looking half alien, half human, and the clone Ripley. They tried to do his own different thing.
No, but okay, if you're doing your own thing, then you wouldn't have used Ripley at all. You're using Ripley again because she's what worked. You know what I mean? Like, why
But
even
when
go in
people
the
say,
route?
well, Cameron used Ripley in Aliens,
But
so
look
you're
how
fine
he
with using
expanded
Ripley
the
again.
character, though. That's what I mean. Like, if you're going to use it
They
again,
did expand the
you
character.
do
She's a
something
clone
better.
now. God damn it. She's a clone. She's
No,
half alien.
no,
You don't know if you can trust her.
no. That's why I have a problem with comic book. A lot of these comic book adaptations that come out that are so-called like reboots or reimagining, and the only time you change a character completely is if you're going to do something that was as good as the original, or you make it better. And that's what Cameron did with Aliens. He made it better, and he expanded the lore and all that stuff, and that works. And it was
Well, some
creative.
people think Alien sucks.
Alien or
And Alien
Aliens?
3, there are people who say Aliens suck and Alien 3 is better.
There's no way. Are you being
Yes,
serious?
I've read them.
Oh my god.
People who defend Alien 3, they say Aliens sucks. It was too much of an action film. The aliens were weaker. They died easier. They weren't as scary anymore. It wasn't a horror film anymore. The
Wait,
Alien 3 is more horror and
they
more
died easier as
intimidating.
opposed to the one alien that gets killed in this movie?
Well, they said like, look at this alien killing all these people one by one, but the aliens they die like flies and with
They
guns.
don't
And
have fucking assault rifles and grenade launchers and turret
I'm
guns
not
and
the
shit.
one saying
No,
this.
I know, but it just like, come
I know. I'm
on.
just people
That's
say that.
ridiculous.
I've looked it up because Alien 3, people love Alien 3. Not all, but there's a lot of people like Alien 3 say Alien sucks. It was too much of a dumb action movie. And Alien 3 actually tried to be scary again, and it's deep, it's philosophical.
Really? It tried to be scary with that CG alien? Okay.
As people said.
All right.
Yeah, I do like the alien, the acid for blood. And like I say, it was a good idea because they would just try to kill it. They might have some kind of weaponry of some sort, but there'd be no point to even use it because, again, it would burn a hole through the ship and kill them all.
Hmm.
I mean, maybe you would put your spacesuits on and get to the escape pod, maybe,
Yeah,
but that's a hell of a chance to take.
right.
You enjoy Alien 3, Ryan? You're banned. Just kidding. That's fine. It's fine. People like it. I just do not. Of course, Dan O'Bannon, who wrote the original story uh, with oh yeah, Ron Shusett. Yeah, I messed up earlier. I meant Ron Cobb. He was the production designer who worked on Leviathan. Ron Shusett was the co-writer with this with Dan O'Bannon, and then Ron
Hmm.
Shusett helped work on Total Recall with Arnold, and then
Hmm.
Dan O'Bannon helped direct. He directed Return of the Living Dead. But yeah, it was Dan O'Bannon, Ron Shusett, and then Ron Cobb was the production designer, and he's the one that would have gone to work on Leviathan. Same with Jerry Goldsmith.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
sometimes I get names messed up.
they wrote the story, and then O'Bannon did the screenplay, and then I think Walter and David come in and do their small rewrites or additions, if you want to call it that.
I mean, some would say big rewrites, like they change all the names and stuff of the characters.
Yeah, I think mostly it was still, other than like the main subplot with the android and I guess the names, um, the majority of it was still like mostly O'Bannon's, which is why the like the Academy like gave it to him, and he still got the writing credit as like the sole writer.
Sorry, now we're just watching the film.
I know I'm caught up in like
How did you
the
first
genuine
see this?
suspense.
How did you first see the movie?
Oh, VHS.
You remember around what time period? Obviously, not the exact year, but like around what time period?
Mm,
When you were a kid, when you were a teen?
oh, definitely when I was a kid. I can't remember the year or anything though.
Right. When you were a kid. So 1985, 1987.
No, I'm not that old. Nothing against anybody born in the 80s, though.
I am that old. I was born in 83.
Oh wow. Yeah,
So I'm
you're not
40.
old. 40 is the new 20.
Well, I'll be 41 next month. So 41.
Ah, okay.
This is my midlife crisis, folks. Halfway to the grave, at least. Yeah, I had the videotape of this when I was a kid. The old Fox videotape with it was this and Aliens on VHS. I saw this and watched it immensely because like horror, like sci-fi, and then Aliens because I like action. It's a
Mhm.
great double feature to watch back to back.
Yes.
Fuck Alien 3.
That's just got to be thrown in intermittently.
Exactly.
Yeah, I had the first two on VHS. Those old Fox VHS tapes. I remember watching that. I think The Fly and a few others, and all of those I had gotten from my uncle. He was getting rid of all his VHS tapes, and he gave them all to me. Honestly, he didn't. Well, yeah, because in like the mid to late '90s, there was no eBay or any of that kind of stuff, and he was upgrading. Every DVD was just coming out, so it would have been like 96, 97, somewhere around there. And he was like, "I'm gonna get rid of all my stuff." And I'm like, "Don't throw it away. I'll take it." So I discovered this. Aliens, Dawn of the Dead. I already mentioned The Fly, The Hidden, several really awesome movies, all through him. Prince of Darkness, it's a ton of them.
Thanks, EM. Don't worry, Matt. I'm almost 50. Hey, I appreciate that. Thank you, EM. So us old fucks stick together. uh, what was I going to ask? I forgot. Oh yeah, this movie's almost 45 years old. But I mean, if it came out next month, May, 45 years from 79 to now, 45 years.
That is crazy.
I mean, 100 years, isn't that a century?
Yeah,
Am I thinking? So this is almost half a century old.
man. That is wild. It still holds up too.
Well, I'm fine. Yeah, Civil Wings makes sense that there's lights on the bottom, so that way, if it's nighttime, you can see it and don't get crushed by it. Oh shit! There's something above me. Let me get the fuck out of here. Warning lights.
Yeah.
What do you think the design of the Stromo? Some people were saying that they weren't big on it because it looks like a city.
I
For
like it.
me, I guess they were going for more of those kind of industrial plant. I don't know how you want to put it. The refinery.
Mhm.
I just try and be that.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. But I'm a sucker for all the production design in the movie. I mean, everything top to bottom. I don't have an issue with any of it. Um, because there's just nothing else that looks like that, you know, like you
Mhm.
see so often a lot of stuff that comes out these days and everything looks somewhat similar to the next thing, and this sets itself apart. So
Did they ever
um,
release a toy of the Nostromo?
I don't
I mean, I
know.
would never buy it, but I'm just curious if they ever released a toy of this.
They should
to get
have.
like a better look.
They should have. I would imagine that they had to have done that.
You would think with the way they market things,
And
there would be people that would buy it.
was that a joint he just rolled? I just just looking at that.
Who did?
Harry Dean Stanton. He was rolling up something, and he like tucked it in his lip. I don't know.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It's got the space weed. And we're almost at the infamous chest bursting scene.
Yeah, we're about like almost an hour into the movie. I think nowadays people will be bored.
Yeah, it's crazy how that just breezed right by. Like I didn't even notice the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I love how that's shot, which was also a happy accident. I know they almost got away with it in one take, but uh, it's only two takes. It's comprised of two takes, and the first one they couldn't get the little xenomorph through, um,
Mm-hmm.
which adds to the tension because it's like holy shit, it's trying to claw its way out. And it wasn't until later on that I noticed just how bloody that scene is because the way the blood squirts out, it's such a like continuous stream that you almost don't notice it. But it actually it's quite a bit.
Yeah, yeah. I remember that been Spaceballs Civil Wings when they parodied it. Water my ass, dude. This guy's a Pepto Bismol. And Spaceballs, yeah.
Yeah.
Marq owns Alien on 4K. I do not Predminator, but Marq does. He said it looked good.
Yes, it does look good. Yeah, there's like a few continuous streams of blood, but the camera doesn't sit
Yeah.
on it.
Mm-hmm.
So I've seen some people say like, "Oh, this should have been gorier." I think it's fine.
Oh, no problem, PT. Thanks for the kind words, man. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it, man. Thank you, PT. No problem. Thank you. Sorry if I missed some people in the chat. Just I'm trying to watch the film as well, so sometimes I get a bit too drawn into the film to pay attention. So
The same. I'm like all in right now. I'm so focused.
but it's funny, like if you look at, I don't have the list in front of me, but like the top 10 biggest films of this year, it's like mostly original movies. But if you did that nowadays, it'd be like sequels or remakes or Marvel stuff. So shows how things have changed. To me, not for the better.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. But that's the
And this
time we
poor
live
guy gonna
in.
be shot up. This poor guy gonna be shot like torpedo. There you go, you garbage, space garbage.
Yeah.
Someone finds that body. It's necrophiliac in space. That's the sequel to Necromantic. Tobacco 3 in space. Everyone can hear you fuck. The dead.
Oh God.
Necromantic 3.
Those films are not your cup of tea. I already know.
No. Yeah, no one has anything to say about Kane. I would not be surprised if they shot footage and they just cut it out. I would not be surprised if there's like footage they shot where they have things to say about Kane and then they cut it. Which I mean, it fits in the film where maybe can infer off screen that was done or stuff. Or maybe deep down they didn't like him. Fuck him. I'm glad he's gone.
Yeah, they weren't really trying to save him there.
One less mouth to feed. They were saving the silverware. They didn't want him to drop all the food onto the floor.
Yeah, he was getting like 5 or 6 like extra helpings of food there. He was taking advantage.
I do enjoy the film quite a bit. I will admit there's a part of me that kind of wishes Parker would have lived. Yeah, for Kodo. Maybe be injured, but I do. Part of me do wishes he had lived. I don't know. Maybe because I just like the character a lot.
That was going to be my next question. You just like the character, or you just wanted to see him stick around?
Yeah. I think that could have been maybe something interesting where you saw like maybe a hint of this playful animosity, and then you see throughout it they have this animosity towards each other. Then by the end they have to work together and let go of the animosity. So maybe like during that attack, Parker's hurt, and then Ripley gets in and helps him, and like the two of them working together, and then kind of like hits later in Aliens. Like maybe he helps her out a bit, but then puts him in there, and then or in the trial sleep or whatever, and then it's down to her at the end. More so than the cat. I imagine instead of going back for the cat, he went back for Parker.
Yeah.
And helping him. And I like the cat. Don't get me wrong, I like the cat. But I'm just saying, imagine you keep the step with the cat, but then ultimately the cat dies. But then it's, as an audience member, I can see why she goes back for the cat. But I think there were certain audience members that like, why the fuck she going back for the cat? What good bullshit is that? Fuck the cat. But I think like some audience members, they would understand more if it was going back for like Koto's character if he was hurt. And maybe, I mean, most people love this anyway. It's a great movie, but I'm just saying if they had done that, I would not have minded it either.
No.
It's just spitballing there.
No, it would have made sense for sure.
There's a lot of people like, fuck the cat. I mean, I like my cats, but I don't know if I would go back for the cat if there's a xenomorph. I'd be like,
yeah,
the pound is open today.
Yeah, I wouldn't go back.
Yeah, I love my cats, but I'm sorry. If there's a xenomorph, ciao.
Yeah,
I'm getting this teapot. I'm getting the fuck out of Dodge. I can't pet the cat if I'm dead.
Right.
Shit happens. Should not have been a dick and ran off.
Yeah, that's on the cat.
Maybe deep down the cat was working with the xenomorph because the reason people start dying because they look for the cat. At least Harry didn't stand to his death.
Yeah, he does.
And then doesn't Tom Skerritt kind of try to? Well, I guess no. It's the plan is to lock the shutters, or I don't know how, the vents, to trap it. But they're kind of spurred by Harry Dean Stanton's death.
Right, it sort of kickstarts it, yeah.
So it's the cat's fault, working with the xenomorph.
Yeah.
That's why Xenomorph didn't kill the cat when it was in the carrier. Because you know it could have opened that thing easily.
It could have.
Like the Xenomorph can do these things, but can't open up a carrier. Come on now, they're working together. Jonesy is a spy. It's a chicken shit. He's a two-faced spy. That's what he is. There you go. That's what Prometheus should have been about. Not the space jockey, but Jones, the real villain in Alien. Jonesy. No, I'm more of a cat person, Mayor. That's the funny thing, but that's how I know cats. They'll be two-faced a lot of times.
Yeah, that's the thing.
They'll love you, then they'll scratch you.
Right. Yeah, I've been, well, I won't say mauled by cats, but I've been fucked up by a couple of cats before.
But no, Mayor, I'm much more of a cat person. I'm not a big dog person.
I'm the
thank you,
opposite.
Bobby.
I'm
Yeah,
not a big
go
cat
for it.
person. Well, I'm allergic, so like it really
okay.
fucks
Well,
with
that
me.
makes sense if you're allergic. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's the dander in the fur that really gets to me. It's my eyes will water, I'll sneeze a lot, and I had to work around them at one point a lot. And yeah, I would sneeze so much my nose would bleed. It was really bad.
Jesus.
So I can't have a cat anywhere near me.
Well, I mean, that makes sense. I'm much more of a cat person, though.
Well, at
thank you,
least
Bobby.
sorry,
go ahead.
Bobby. Sorry, Bobby. I meant to say at
go
least
for it.
without like any sort of like, like Claritin or something like that. Like I need something to like block it. Then I'm okay.
Bobby, I would say Godzilla. He's a bit too big for Xenomorphs to do anything, so I would say Godzilla.
Yeah,
Bit too big.
Godzilla for sure.
Just step on him.
And he just set it on fire. He don't even need the flamethrower.
Exactly. Got his own. But yeah, there's more of that great design by Ron Cobb. I don't know why I said Ron Shusett earlier. I meant Ron Cobb. Yeah, great design.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it looks like a precursor to Hellraiser.
Yeah,
with all the chains.
I was thinking the same thing.
And then they did Pinhead in space. So.
Pinhead versus the Xenomorph.
I mean, it could have. I mean, that movie's 10 minutes longer. They find a space station, and then there you go.
Yeah.
Now, is that water supposed to be like the, I don't know, not the AC, but what is that water meant to represent within the ship?
It's like he's
like what's making it drip?
That's the Bukkake scene right there. He's like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I don't know. Like I've always thought about that because I'm like, why would there be leaking water on the ship? I have no idea.
I'm like, maybe this would be a big issue with all this water leaking.
Yeah.
Is this a good thing?
Like it's got to pool up somewhere, right?
You would think eventually. Hopefully nothing electric. Thankfully, I guess nothing electrical there.
All right.
Sure, make a spark, make a fire. It's kind of nice. You see like a little, like you watch it and you saw a little bit of the alien's tail when he kneeled down. If you catch it the right way.
Oh man, that's just so subtle. And then there's your first like official shot. I can only imagine how crazy the audience went back when this came out.
There you go.
Nice.
I like it here in the theatrical better. I mean, in the director's cut, Ripley and Parker come in and they yell up, and I think it works better here this cut with the slam down of the weapon.
Hmm.
It's just you didn't need any more after that,
Yeah.
at least to me. The mayor likes cats and dogs. Apartment building I used to live at had around 20 cats live in the garage. He was the pussy whisperer because the cats lives in them. Yeah, but that work in a strip club. So that's where the talent will work better. The pussy whisperer. I don't even need money. Just come to me. Yeah, see, but the thing is, the director's cut, like the cocoon scene, is neat to see on its own. But as part of the film, like I said, it doesn't connect when you look at aliens and other stuff. So it's nice to look at on its own, but I'm fine with just watch as a deleted scene as part of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Which really Scott director's cut's my favorite. I mean, really, the only one I've seen was Alien director's cut.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of some other ones. But then, like, it just makes me think about like all the stuff that I do like of his, but I don't know if they have direct. Like, does Gladiator have a director's cut?
I don't know. I haven't seen that film probably since it came out. It was
Or
around
like,
2000.
yeah, or like American Gangster. I mean, that movie's long, so I mean, I don't know if that would even need to have a director's cut. I'm pretty sure he got everything in it he wanted to in the theatrical.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and some of the later stuff I haven't even seen, like Last
Mm-hmm.
Duel and stuff, or All the Money in the World. So I don't know.
Yeah. Thank you, Bobby. I appreciate it, man. You sure Godzilla will one day catch the new Mayhem Cole like Transformers 1 or Winnie the Pooh Bag of Money? Okay, you're saying it'll get a really bad movie? Yeah, I mean, on a side note, I did see Transformers 1, and that was the dumbest trailer I've seen in a fucking long time. Jesus Christ. Did you hear about that movie?
Mm-mm.
The animated Transformers with Chris Hemsworth as Optimus Prime
No.
and Brian Tyree Henry, I think, as Megatron, the guy from Get Out, I think.
Yeah,
And he
I know he
sounds
is.
like him, like Megatron's like a homie, like
Oh no.
very comedic. Like the whole trailer was very comedy. T.D. Michael Key is Bumblebee,
Okay.
and he's like scared of everything, and oh my god, my head's gone. It's just fucking like total comedy. Jesus Christ.
Didn't they get like
And
in trouble for something like that a few years back?
well, no one has a gold tooth, so
No gold
so
chains.
there's that. This was always very claustrophobic. So definitely one of my favorite scenes in the movie. This
Mhm.
whole tunnel system, just
Yeah.
very very claustrophobic. The way it's shot. Would never want to be in this position.
Mhm. And very much the reverse of the previous death scene. That one was very
Mm.
wide open. You got the smoke mixed with the dark, and this is super tight and fixed right on the actor or the character. And the put
Wouldn't it be? I would assume it's inferred. Like when he found the gun, the weapon, he saw bits of it. I mean, you could infer that without having to show it. I mean,
Mhm.
Parker even says it in dialogue.
It's so cool. These shots are great.
Yeah, at the end is very claustrophobic.
Mhm. Also, the way
Right
he's
amount of
lighting.
lighting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you took the words out of my mouth. The way he's lighting the scene right here.
Mm-hmm.
And they expand upon those machines in the second film as well. Those things are like an essential tool for the characters in the second movie. This is the biggest scare, or one of the biggest scares in the movie.
Oh yeah.
Timed very perfectly.
When you
Mm,
have the scene when they're the director's trying when they're cocooned, how do they even make it? Does the xenomorph just puke it up or something?
Honestly, I don't remember.
I mean, I know you find that slime around, but I didn't. I just figured that's the drool and stuff, but I didn't. Do they just puke it up to turn into a cocoon? Which was, I mean, just be like a weird thing. But oh, here's the steer you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Surprise, motherfucker!
Yeah.
Gladiator does have a director's cut, says the mayor.
Okay.
And yeah, those vents always remind me of like winking buttholes. The vents, the way they open, very sexual, winking buttholes. Because they're in alien isolation as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. I forgot about that.
Thoughts on Yeffer and Sally? I mean, a lot of these people sadly passed away, except Ian Holm, John Hurt, and Yeffer
Mm-hmm.
and Harry Dean Stanton. So 4 of them passed away.
Mm-hmm. Um, I actually like him in Warning Sign. Um, what was the other one where he was like the FBI guy? Midnight Run.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the Puppet Masters is not great, but I do like him in it. Yeah, pretty much everything I've seen him in, he's interesting and does stand out. And you mentioned the tension between them earlier. I know Scott
Yeah.
told Kodo to like bug the hell out of Sigourney, like off
Yeah.
camera, to get more tension on camera.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it worked. It seems like she's not
It
a
definitely
fan of
did.
him.
Extreme Justice, I haven't seen in a long time. I know Lou Don Phillips is in it, but it's been over a decade since I've seen that. But
Yeah, that was like 93, I think. Yeah, it's been a
yeah,
while. Been a while
93.
for me as well.
I'll say this: I like him when Freddy's Dead.
Oh yeah, I always forget about that. Yeah, that's another one.
I like him when Freddy's Dead.
Yeah, man, I like all, well, not all, but the majority, if not all, of Mark Lester's movies because he did Extreme Justice. So yeah, Class of '84. Is it Showdown in Little Tokyo? I'm pretty sure he did Class of '99 as well.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Commando.
Mm-hmm.
I like a good chunk of it. Probably when you got into 2000s, there were some pretty bad ones. What was it? The base with Mark DeCostas.
Okay, yeah.
Poseidon Rex. That was a Sci-Fi Channel one he did.
It's hard times, man.
There's one that was kind of fun in a weird way, Misbegotten, where Kevin Dillon played a psycho trying to get the woman pregnant in this couple, and Kevin Dillon was like the psychopath, and I think Nick Mancuso was like one of
And
the
Lisette
couple.
Anthony was
Yeah,
in that from Trilogy of Terror too.
yep,
Yeah.
and the Princess and Kroll.
Mm-hmm.
No, Stan Winston had nothing to do with Alien One. That was I forget the guy's name. Was it Carl Rambaldi? Or was it someone else in the first Alien who did the suit work?
Because I know a lot of that was based off Geiger's designs and whatnot.
Yeah, his designs. I'm trying to remember who did the effects.
What was that guy's name? Might have to look it up. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah, Carl Rambaldi. Okay. That's what I thought. Which I think he did, was a Poltergeist 2? Didn't he work on that? Where Tracy Nelson pukes and you have that creature, which kind of reminds me of that, not the Xenomorph, but a type of
I think so.
interesting
Yeah.
design.
Yeah. That is a really good design. Yeah. That's one of the better parts of that movie. I'm not that a big there's some parts of the movie I like, but overall I'm not that big into the second one.
I don't mind it. I wouldn't say I love it, but I don't mind it. I like it more than the third one.
Oh well, yeah.
or the remake.
Yeah, you don't have Reverend
Either.
Green in the third one.
And the third one had Tom Skerritt, funny enough. But yeah, here's the Ash going buck wild. You see Ian Holm.
Well, actually, he is in the third one, but it's not actually him. It's like a shittier version.
Who is?
Oh, the Reverend for Poltergeist 3. He is in it. Like she sees him in like reflections and whatnot. But him being physical.
No, I mean like Tom Skerritt was in the third one.
Yeah, no, yeah, he is. Yeah, but I just
yeah.
meant that character, the Reverend in the second Poltergeist, is one of my favorite parts of the movie.
And this right here is an aspect they took into the Alien Isolation game, because if you find a character killed with a magazine down their throat,
Mm-hmm.
it's one of the bodies you find.
What an odd choice, but somehow effective.
Yeah, I mean, it really doesn't make sense if you think about it. He could have just closed his hand over her mouth and nose,
mm-hmm.
and overpowered her because he's an android.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
this, he could have just done this or pinched the nose.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess, hey, do something different. I mean, it doesn't make sense, but oh well.
I always found it to be one of the creepier.
They try to be like sexual, like that's his dick, kind of in a way.
Were they really? You think so?
I mean, think about it. The way it's rolled up, right into her mouth.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, why else would you do that way? Like, why else would you try to suffocate someone that way?
It's something to think about, for sure. That's for sure.
I mean, Again, you could have just done this, or just break your neck or something.
Yeah, that's true.
And yeah, all the milk, the semen.
Mm-hmm.
He's a goddamn robot. But hey there, Rufus. Look, hope you're doing well. Hi to people in the chat who've just joined.
Yeah, he's getting it all over him. The effects getting the facial. Like it's a lot of things that could be references to stuff like that. Some very unique innuendos there in this movie. We're noticing a whole nother movie under the surface now.
The movie's gay. It's a gay movie. Alien Gay Day is on the gaydar.
That'll get you canceled. Can't say that.
It's Alien Gay Day. This is on the gaydar. Here's all the semen. Right there. That's how happy they are for Alien Gay Day. May Day is Gay Day.
Why was it white? Like, couldn't it have been like green or like something? This gag reflex there with the milk.
Well, I guess, I mean, if you think about it, it's okay. If it was red, they would have problems with the ratings board.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it can't be brown because people think of shit.
Yeah.
I think if it was like blue or green, maybe people, I don't know, they would think it's too cartoony. I think like either again milk, old milk, or even semen, like some kind of U factor that go over the ratings board. So I think it was the right call for it.
Mm-hmm.
No yellow because then be look like piss. He pissed himself. He pissed himself.
Golden shower.
So I think white was the best bet because it creates deep down, yeah, like an ew factor, either spoiled milk or cottage cheese or semen or whatever, however your mind works. It creates a emotional, psychological effect that something is like visceral, but at the same time it's not red, so the ratings board won't have a field day with it.
Mm-hmm. Maybe it's closer to something being organic while not being organic, an inorganic life form with organic fluid, I guess.
Yeah, the whole Alien film is all about the penis. The penis is evil. That's what Zardoz told me.
When you think about that big thing in the ship, though, it does look like a giant dick. Like that thing, like the chair they sit in. It is very phallic. I mean, just saying.
Yeah, look at the flamethrowers. Very phallic. Rather hip too, and very phallic. See, Parker's going to spray right on Ash. There you go.
Mm-hmm. He had to get him back. He got him earlier.
Team on me, I come on you. It's like this is the end with James Franco, Dan McBride. I come on you, I come on the ceilings, I come on the floors. The penis is evil, as Zardoz would say. They had nice tracking camera shots. Even just the look of the ship just has a nice mood and claustrophobic factor to it. And if you try to do a film like this today, it would just be a lot of times inferior to a film like this. So it's hard to replicate that without being a lame copy.
Yeah. Do you remember the generic title that they had for this at first? O'Bannon came up with.
Penis Land. Oh,
No, it was Star Beast, which is
that's right. Yeah,
not appealing at all.
Star Beast. Yeah. If it was Roger Corman, they would have gone with Star Beast.
They would have.
Are there alien ripoff films that you enjoy that you think of specifically? Even people in the chat, are there alien ripoffs you enjoy? I'll say Leviathan is my favorite alien ripoff. Leviathan.
Yeah, that'd be one for sure for me. It's funny, like all the ones that come to mind are all bad ripoffs.
Like what ones?
um, God, there's one that was it has the exact same cover. We've talked about it before on here, I think. Damn, what's the name?
Alien 3000.
No, it's literally it's not Dark Harvest. It's something like that though. Like, but I swear the alien on the front, like of the cover, looks exactly like the xenomorph. Oh god, and it's like
Dark Universe.
I think that's it. Let me hold on. I'm gonna look it up real quick. Let me see. That might be it.
Sounds interesting. This sounds familiar.
Let me
Dark
see.
Universe.
Yes, that is it. Oh my god.
That is it. Yeah.
Have you seen that?
I've seen the trailer. I didn't see the film, but the title, is it the cover? Or remember the cover?
Yeah, it's yeah, everybody in here go look at Dark Universe from 1993. Look at the cover. That movie is awful.
There's one I don't mind. It's one of the only films this guy made I didn't mind. Fredo and Ray did one called Deep Space, starring Charles Napier, who was Murdoch in Rambo 2. The
Okay.
alien is completely a xenomorph with horns on it,
Mhm.
and it's like cops chasing it down. It's not a good movie, but I enjoy it as a B movie. But it's mainly the ending because he gets a chainsaw and cuts the alien's head off with a chainsaw. So I'm down with that.
That's cool.
Yeah, Murdoch from Rambo 2. There's a like it looks like if you type in Deep Space 1988, folks. Like if you even if you want to do that more, like if you type in Deep Space 1988,
Let me see.
1988, you'll see it looks like a xenomorph with horns. But Charles Napier cuts his head off with a chainsaw, so that was pretty cool. But yeah, it's very low budget, and and
Yeah,
yeah,
I see
both
it.
Seven Sims movie too.
Oh man, they wish they had H.R. Geiger. Look at this artwork.
Yeah,
Yeah, the director or like whoever, maybe the studio was like you know Alien? Like, yeah, I've seen it. Rip that movie off. Rip that off. Everything.
thank you, Freddie Lee. I did get the request. It'll be a while before I get to it. I have a lot of requests to get to. No, I'm not ecstatic for a counter postal because it's a piece of shit. But I'll get to it as soon as I can. But yeah, that's maybe the worst Uwe Boll film I've seen. But yeah, I'll see that eventually
Didn't he do
again.
Blood
Yeah.
Rain?
Yes, I'd rather
I
watch that
yeah,
than
no,
Postal.
dude. Dude, I don't know.
Blood Rain's bad, but Postal is worse.
Well, see, here's the thing with Postal. That is a lot closer to the actual video game because and honestly, you can't really do it a justice. This is a great scene.
Yeah.
He's putting up a fight, but he's not going to win.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. It's going between her legs.
Mm-hmm. Going back to the whole sex thing
Yep.
we were talking about before. It's all dick, it's all semen, it's all sex.
Yeah. Penetration.
The ones who live are the two pussies. The one they kill is the dick. Semen on the ash.
Yeah.
Everything's phallic. Flamethrowers are phallic.
Yeah, it's not enough for
The
like
animal's mouth is phallic.
the xenomorph tongue. Like it doesn't like
The magazine in the mouth, phallic.
yeah, it like the tongue penetrates you. It's like what's that about?
I think
Can't just
everybody was
bite
just horny. People were very horny in the 70s.
you.
You know how you could tell a 70s porno film? If the guy's dick
Sideburns
has
on the
sideburns.
yeah, I knew it. One of the best jokes in that movie.
I will say this is a very intricate way to blow up a ship. I mean, they definitely give you enough time if you want to change your mind. It's like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
hit these switches, and you gotta go over here. Yeah, hit all these. There's these 4 things you gotta push down or push up, whatever. It's like they give you enough time to like, if you want to change your mind, here's like 4 things. Hopefully, you don't have to do this in a hurry.
Right.
Do you think if you're self-destructing something, wouldn't you be in a hurry? Especially
Of
if it only
course,
gives
yeah.
you 5 minutes.
Definitely.
Is this really how they go in a hurry? Here's number 1, hit the button. Here's number 2, hit the button. Here's number 3, get the button. Here's number 4, get the button. And then you only give me 5 minutes. Is that enough time to even get to the thing? Did it say 5 minutes?
No, 10 minutes.
Maybe I'm trying to think. Because I think if it was 5 minutes, like, yeah, in the director's cut, how did she have enough time to flamethrower Tom Skerritt
Mm-hmm.
and all that? You only got this much time left. Or maybe it was before this that she. I can't remember. It's been a while since I've seen the director's cut. Hey there, Matt, Phantasmat. Hope you're doing well, man.
Yo, what's up, man?
We were just talking about how much sex is an Alien. It's all about cum dumpster. Day for Mayday, Mayday for Day Days, Day Alien Day.
There's something for everybody in here.
The movie's all yay. Yeah, but great tracking shot, wide enough to see the whole thing,
Mm-hmm.
see the whole environment.
Yeah, I mean you make all the stuff you want to show it off.
10 minutes to blow, 5 minutes to stop it. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for it, yeah, man. I'll agree with the first Rampage. I would say Rampage and Assault on Wall Street are the only 2 halfway decent Uwe Boll films. I would say the first Rampage and Assault on Wall Street.
Oh yeah. That's what I was gonna say. I was talking about that earlier, but I got distracted by the movie. Yeah, so like it's pretty close to how crazy like the game is. That's why I don't think it's that bad because that's the game. I mean, it's you actually do use a cat's well, you get a gun out, say an assault rifle. Well, you don't put a muzzle on it. You shove the gun up the cat's ass, and that's your muzzle in the
Yeah,
game.
but I think it works
And
better as a game where you're
oh
constantly
yeah,
going around
definitely,
shooting and action. Not so much a
definitely,
movie,
yeah.
especially with that actor they got and
Hmm.
jokes, just lame jokes like "Here's the fat girl. I need to roll over to find the wet spot." It's just like the lamest jokes, and I didn't even think were that funny. I know it's supposed to be offensive, but it's like Uwe Boll doesn't know how to write comedy or
No,
direct
no.
comedy. He's not the right guy for it. So
Hmm.
maybe in like a better person, like if it was maybe the guys who did South Park, the movie, maybe if they did that
That
movie,
would be a much
at least
better.
it'd be weird.
Yeah, I think that
Yeah,
would have worked much better.
yeah.
But still, like you just said though, I don't. It's not a game that it more so got a cult following more than anything. If anybody does like any of the games, it's just the second one for the most part.
Well, I've never
Um,
played the games. I just didn't like the movie itself. So I'm not even a guy like that knows the games. I just
mhm.
hated the movie. I thought it
No,
was
but
just
I
such
mean,
an unfunny film.
yeah, I just adding to your point that like
Yeah.
it's not a franchise that's like worthy of having a movie, I don't think. And it
Mm,
all because the game is so chaotic and so crazy, all the stuff that you do, it should only be a video game. It's not basically like I said, the second film is or the second game is like a cult thing. The first game nobody cares, the sequels nobody cares. Everybody hates them for the most part. If you do like them, then you're probably just a uber fan of the second game, and that's where all your love for it stems from. But yeah,
mhm.
that the second game is just I mean, you just go out every day and you get different things done. Like you have a checklist of each day of the week to get
Yeah.
different things done. That's and you can do all sorts of crazy stuff if you want to in this open world environment. That's all it is.
Right.
So it's nothing deep. There's no plot really. You just play and go as crazy as you want. You go postal. That's the point of it.
So, pretty much you're saying they should not have just made a movie.
No,
Should
they
just stuck.
shouldn't. There's no story. There's
Yeah.
nothing to make a movie out of.
Well, let's say if you want to see a Uwe Boll postal movie, you just watch the first Rampage, which I thought was better made.
Hmm. Yeah, that's more of a serious movie, yeah, for I guess somebody going postal. Yeah.
And real quick, like, thank you, Freddie Lit. Cop shoots Oli multiple times with a shotgun because she called him. Yeah, like I said, I haven't seen the film since it came out, so I'll take your word for it. Yeah, it was weird that the alien didn't kill the cat. That was always kind of confusing to me. Like, it couldn't rip through that thing, that little
Yeah.
suitcase carrier thing.
Yeah, it totally could have.
So I don't know why it didn't.
I guess that's where they drew the line. They're like, we can't kill an animal on screen.
We'll do that for Alien 3, Dog Burster or whatever, Bison Burster, whatever one, Cow Burster, Dog, whichever version you see of Alien 3.
Right, yeah.
And the director's cut, the Xeno slaps away the cat carrier. I mean, why even do that? It's not a big deal. It's not like, fuck this movie, 0 out of 10. It was just a question. Oh, thanks, Bobby. Thank you, guys. What if a couple of people did the ear whispering each other to spread rumor and give it to you, and you didn't pass it down? They are waiting for you to do it. I would say, well, they don't keep waiting. Tell your own goddamn self. You tell me whatever you want. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna be busy doing other shit worth more my time. How about you don't whisper in TikTok? They'll be banned soon enough, so it won't last forever. Go ahead. Whisper on TikTok. I hope that fucking thing gets banned. Be my guest. Maybe some will buy it out, but I hope it gets banned. I'll laugh my ass off. TikTok is banned. Good. Do something more. You young kids. God damn
I
it.
mean, something else is just gonna come along and replace it anyway.
Yeah, of course.
It'll be Toctic. It'll be
Just
like
don't have the
the
Chinese government watching, you know?
no, yeah. Some American person is gonna like put it out.
Exactly.
It'll be Toctic. Just the
Exactly.
reverse. Yeah.
I think that's what I mean. someone will just make it for the US. Be like, okay, we know people want it. Someone has the money. They'll make a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
There she blows. She had an orgasm. See, look at her face. Orgasm face. See, it goes all back to sex. Alien is about sex. She had an orgasm. See, she blew with the nuke. Her orgasm was so powerful it made a nuclear explosion over there. It's all about. It goes all back to sex. This whole movie is just about sex. We've come to that conclusion. That's what we've come in 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
No pun intended in coming. We've come to that conclusion.
No pun intended.
This whole movie is about sex. Xenomorph's head looks like a penis. Ash wants his magazine wet in her mouth. It's a flamethrower. It's all about the.
Here's a question: how does the xenomorph detect anything or anyone in front of it with the lack of eyes?
Does it have a lack of eyes, or is it just hidden behind the thing? Is maybe like this part kind of like tinted windows we have where we can see through, but no one can see within the car.
I don't
like
know.
You know how you see cars and you can't
Yeah.
see in, but we can see out. What if it's like that? I mean, maybe eyes won't be like our eyeballs, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of eyes does an alien have?
Yeah. Although if you go off Predator 2, you look at the skull, it doesn't look like there's any room for any eyes or anything under there. It's like kind of like a full out skull. But I don't know. That's a good question. Oh, Predminator says through smell and sounds. Maybe.
Yeah. The real tic-tac is the clock. I can agree with that. There you go. Thank you, Bobby.
Okay. Eyes behind the visor. Telepathy radar.
But Alan Stanley, there is no Nostromo ship in Alien Isolation. I'm not sure what you mean by Alan. There is no Nostromo ship in Alien Isolation. If you're talking about where the people land on the planet, what they land is the place this ship landed on that planet. And then I don't know what I mean by Nostromo ship. There is no Nostromo ship in Isolation, Alan Stanley.
She's like barely wearing those, by the way.
Yeah. So everyone's like, Ripley needs to buy panties that fit. Hey, I'm not complaining. No problem, Alan Stanley. Nothing, no worries, man. I haven't forgotten your request, Alan Stanley. He's the one that requested the Fargo season 1. I just haven't had time. I will get to it as soon as I can. I have it written down, but I haven't got. Thank you, Alan. I have not forgotten. What do you think of Prometheus? Fuck Prometheus, Phantasm, man. We were talking about earlier.
Yeah, we did bring it up earlier. I like I said earlier, I thought they did too much. And it's not that it's convoluted because I understand it. It's just I don't even want to use the word pretentious either. I hate using that word. It just it's too much. Like the whole backstory and all that stuff. They tried to do so much, and in the end, they just made it more uninteresting. And I think it was more interesting with what we got in Alien or Aliens in terms of reasoning or how things work or how the xenomorphs work and stuff like that. I did like Fassbender. Matt did not.
No, I didn't. Fuck David. Finger his flute all he wants.
Is that in Covenant that he plays the flute or whatever? Or is that Prometheus that he plays? I can't remember. It's been so long since I've seen both of those.
I thought it was Prometheus.
I just
It could be
associate
Covenant. I
everything
can't
that's
remember.
bad that
Maybe it was
happens
Covenant.
that his character does is Covenant. That's the way I always think of it. Or he fights himself and he's doing kung fu or whatever.
Well, I still think that character sucks in both movies.
No, dude. He's way worse than Covenant.
I think he sucks in both. Hey, Wet Paint Pictures. Hope you're doing well, man. Wet Paint Pictures. He's the guy that did one of those Friday 13th fan films called Voorhees. And they're doing a Crow one, which looks neat. A Crow fan film. Which I guess Vernon Wells is in it. It was cool.
That's cool.
Which looks better than the actual Crow film coming out. A24 meme, I wasn't on Discord today, so I didn't see it.
Oh, I think I know what he's talking about. Yeah, it's you from. I think the images are from Civil War, and you have that gun, and you're talking about. You say, "Oh,
Me?
yeah, you do." just look at it real quick.
Okay, how did this come about?
I don't. Matt, did you make that? Like, you had to have made that. I can't imagine anybody else made that but him.
Is it under general discussion?
Yeah, in general discussion.
Okay. Sir, we love A24 films. Okay, what kind of A24 films? Okay. Okay, I didn't see. I haven't been on that. He didn't make it. Okay.
I figured that.
Yeah, I gave a laughing emoji. Okay, I like that. That's pretty funny. Let me see. Films. There we go. There you go. That was pretty funny. That's true too. I'll take credit for that. That's true too. Well, I won't take. I didn't make it. That's my true feelings. I agree with that.
It's
The
coming
alien's
back.
been put out of the goddamn airlock.
It's coming back.
Oh yeah, Civil Wings. I definitely get what you mean. But I mean, that's the stuff I read where people defend Alien 3. Not all of them, but some of them. Oh, thank you, Bobby. What if you go into a room and the bullies you're not allowed to do in this room? You belong in freak room. What would you do? I don't know. Shoot them. I don't know. Shoot him in the head. I would call Brian Peck. I would say, "Here's some 10-year-olds," and I'll lock them in the room with them, and then they can all have each other, and I leave.
Just pee on them like the postal game.
So, of course, this monologue is later heard at the end of Alien 3. Another thing they said films suck. forget it was like the original script, or what was it? The idea that the alien would kill Ripley, and then it would like get in the chair, and then have coordinates to Earth or something. Remember that being like, I remember reading that. I'm like, thank God they didn't do that. I don't know if that was the original script or something. I can't remember.
I don't even know what to say to that. That's so stupid.
God, I can't believe it's over. It went by so quick.
It did. Phase plasma rifle with the 40-watt range.
Wasn't like this music from Jerry Goldsmith? I think it was from something else. And like Jerry Goldsmith had a different music for the ending, and then they used this, and he got like a bit mad about that. I remember reading some or hearing about that in a documentary. Like some of the stuff they used was old other Jerry Goldsmith work, and they put it into this. Works for the film. I love the tune here.
Mm-hmm.
Almost has like a, I don't know, like a bedtime story type of feel. I don't know how to put it, like happier because someone lived, they survived type of feeling.
Yeah.
Till they all die in the third one. It's a Howard Hanson piece, goes with his Piss, then got Piss again with Legend. Okay.
Mm.
So it's not Jerry Goldsmith, it's a different composer? Okay. For some reason, I thought Jerry Goldsmith had done this, but it was from a different, if not film, but piece, but okay. Howard Hanson. All right, then. Cool. It works. It's a good choice. I can see why they put it there.
Yeah.
See, Roger Dickin. There you go. More dicks, more penis. Roger Dickin. See, it's all about the dicks. Jimmy. See, Jimmy Walters. Jimmy's. It's all about the Jimmys. It's all about the dicks. Woods. See, Woods. Peter Woods. It's all about the Woods. It's all about the dicks.
Was he nominated for this? He was nominated, right? Or did he win? I can't remember. For
God, I don't
Alien.
know.
He had to at least be nominated. I'm gonna check.
I don't know. I'd have to look at. This is 1979, so they were.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be the Oscars of 1980.
80, yeah. So Geiger won, and Rambaldi.
No, Jared Goldsmith was nominated for Star Trek: The Motion Picture, but not for Alien.
Okay.
Nominees: The Amityville Horror, The Champ, 10, Star Trek: The Motion Picture, and A Little Romance. Which I don't know what the fuck the Little Romance is. I don't think anyone does. So it was like someone fantastic about Leviathan commentary nest. So everyone's Aliens commentary nest. Who knows? Good choices.
Okay, that's what it was. I thought it was a nomination, so it was a Golden Globe nomination for Goldsmith on this. That's what it was.
Oh yeah, I mean I love the score for Star Trek Motion Picture. He didn't win for it, but it's that was a great score as well. Well, I mean, Premiere, I don't mind doing a commentary for Aliens as many times as possible. It don't matter to me. Same with Leviathan or anything else. I'm willing to do as many as possible.
That would be a really fun one, Aliens. Matter of fact, haven't we done all the Alien movies now except that one?
Which one?
Aliens. Like we haven't done that one, right?
We haven't done AVP.
Well, no, but I meant like the first four.
Or Alien Covenant.
It's like we did 3. Resurrection. Yeah, and this one, so yeah, just aliens.
Hey, yeah, Phantasmash, sure. Leviathan commentary, sure. You could
That'd
be on
be
for that.
that'd be really cool. Yeah.
Definitely think about it.
Yes, thank you, Predminator. That was I think that was more of a fun watch for me than less than Matt. But I wanted to hear his opinion because I know he hates 3 so much. But going throughout Resurrection, that was fun picking his brain a bit.
Yeah, that film sucks too.
Just not as hard.
Right. And thank you, Bobby. You're very kind, man. Ranked all of those. I mean, the best, I think everyone would say The Thing, 1982. So I'm just going to be different because I'm going to say Leviathan just because that's more the childhood favorite, nostalgic.
Mm-hmm.
So like Leviathan, The Thing, 1982. Then The Thing, 1951, I actually liked. I think that's actually a good sci-fi. One of my favorite films of the 50s. Uh, The Thing, 2011 sucks. That's a commentary for one day. The Thing, 2011.
Oh, dude. Horrible,
That's a commentary for one day.
horrible, horrible movie. Oh
That's
my
the okay.
god.
That's got to be a commentary
I forget
sometime.
that exists. Jesus Christ, that is fucking horrible.
Things 89 is the worst, Bobby. But yeah, sure, Premier, if you want to do that. He says I might request aliens in a week or two. I'll keep you posted on Facebook. Hey, yeah,
That's cool.
yeah. I'll if Mark is open to it,
Yeah.
then yeah, I'd be down for it. You'd have to let us know which version too of aliens if you do. But you saw Thing 2011 in the theater, so did I, Sally. I don't know why I saw it in the theaters. I guess just I don't know, a theater experience. But did you see it in the theaters?
No. I knew better than that. Yeah, I saw like a it was a screener copy or something like that, and I try to forget that it
Yes.
happened, and
The
it's
Sweet
so
Brother Number Two job definitely would do Golden Child. Yep. Danny Dundada.
that's a cool one. Oh
Yeah, I'm
man,
gonna roll your ass.
I remember
Or the
my
polyas
uncle.
gonna find you. Go roll your ass till it bleeds.
It's classic. I remember my uncle trying to defend that movie, and I'm like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, you're nuts.
What, the Golden Child?
No, I love that. No, the thing from
The Thing.
2011.
Your dad
Yeah.
was defending it?
No, my uncle. And I'm like,
Or your uncle?
you're fucking nuts, dude. I think that's when he started to lose it. Like you're crazy. Like, no. I'll give you a
Yeah,
lot of
Uncle.
movies, but I'm not gonna give you that one. No. I remember he put it on. He's like, "Oh, well, what about?" I'm like, "No, just I'm not gonna watch it. Like, just don't try to defend any scene in it because, like, I've
What did
seen
he
it.
like about it?
Everything from what he said. He's like, "It's so." I'm like, "You've seen the original movie. You know what Carpenter did. Like, you know better." That's what pissed me off so much is that like he's trying to say that like, well, it's an interesting follow up, or I guess it would have been prequel, but it's just
Yeah.
nah. I'm like, dude, the CGI was fucking horrible. Like, what are you talking about? And then later, maybe he was trying to get me back because like later on, I don't even remember what the movie was, but it was actually like a good movie. And he's like, "Oh, that movie sucked." I'm like, "Oh, whatever." Like you're just trying to you're trying to shit on me because like I tell you the movies that I like, you just want to shit on me because I didn't like the thing from 2011. Whatever, man. Yeah, as he got older, he kind of lost it a little bit. I don't know what happened. He used to have such good taste too. It's like like I said
Damn.
earlier, he gave me so many of those VHS tapes of all those classics like Dawn of the Dead and The Thing and The Fly when I was really, really young, and that's how I was
Because he
exposed
didn't
to
like
all
them.
those.
I guess
No,
because he
he
didn't like them.
rebought them. No, he rebought them. That's the thing. I remember going to his house and like he had all that stuff on DVD and then some, even more stuff. But I don't know. It's like when he got older, it's like he started to just like stuff that was really shitty. I don't know. Maybe you get older, you got less of a tolerance or something. Like you're like, it's fine. But that'll never happen to me. I'm never gonna like shitty movies. If they're shit, they're shit. I just avoid them.
Thank you, Bobby. I want the knife. I want the knife, please. I. Yeah, exactly. This scroll looks like a joint. I think you had two of these, and you smoked one before you got here. You gotta stop smoking scrolls. You gotta put that scroll away, or Sir Rastafari is gonna get you.
Did they do that Silver Wings? So
Yep, that is true.
it
That is
was
true.
what movie was it? I Am Legend
Tom Woodward.
situation. Didn't they do the same thing
It
with I
was
Am
Alec
Legend?
Gillis. Yeah, Alec Gillis and Tom Woodward Jr., who worked on some Alien films and Leviathan. They worked on effects. They did the effects practical. You can even
Mhm,
see them on set. It's on YouTube as well. Like there's this pilot creature that's not in the movie, but
mhm.
looked actually neat.
Okay.
I just like the alien pilot that crashed the thing, and like the thing was, I don't know, trapped, or I don't know the whole detail of the story, but for some reason the studio, someone said gloss everything with CG. Don't ask me why. I mean, that's not the only bad thing about that. It just made that even worse
Mhm.
because most of those characters you don't remember or you don't care about. There's so many like supporting characters. They're like, who's that guy? Who died? Who died? Who's that guy who died? I don't remember. Uh,
Yeah,
and like it's
very
both,
forgettable
yeah.
characters from what I remember. I've only seen it the one
And the way
time.
they, yeah, and the way the actors were, I'm like, they're supposed to take place in 1982, but you don't buy Mary Elizabeth Winstead as someone
Mhm,
from 1982 with the way she looks and the way she's dressed, and
mhm.
same with Lloyd from Dumb and Dumber, the prequel.
Yeah, right,
That
that
guy.
guy, yeah, he is in it. Uh, maybe Predminator, I don't know. I don't know. I'd have to see if it's playing near me first.
What is?
He asked if I was going to see Alien. Um,
Oh, in the
oh,
theater. Okay,
yeah.
gotcha. They don't do that kind of stuff around here, so
Hmm.
I'd have no options to do that. Thanks, Bobby. I appreciate your kindness, man. What if in Over the Top you thought Sly was going to win, but Bull Hurley wins, and then did a double stomp and go to the other side of the earth? That would make the movie shit. I like the movie as it is. I've always liked Over the Top. I know it's not a popular thing to say. It's a film that just made fun of a lot. Always liked the movie. I like the story. I like the soundtrack. I'm fine as arm wrestling. It doesn't bother me. I mean, there's a lot of weirder concepts. There are arm wrestling tournaments. Like people forget that. People think that's weird. Look what they're doing now with power slapping. Stand there and get smacked in the face. People think arm wrestling's stupid.
Hmm.
Dana White's doing power slapping.
And
But figure they'd arm wrestle.
don't they have champions in that as well? There's divisions and
Yes.
champions. Yeah.
It's literally this and just go deaf quick, I'm sure. For those who I think, is it called power slapping? I swear it's
Yeah,
like that.
it's called power slap.
They just stand there and they go, what the fuck is that about? Like, how is that not vetoed 5 minutes after bringing it up?
I don't know. Yeah, I was surprised that they actually kept it around. I thought it would be maybe a few episodes and done or something, but the fact that it kept going, I don't know if it's still on, but yeah, it's
Maybe Tony Khan can do it. He likes getting beat up, apparently. I saw the clip. I don't watch AEW, but I saw the clip. Him taking was the Meltzer driver or whatever.
mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ.
Horrible.
That guy's that guy is. I don't know what to say about that guy.
I didn't think he could be any worse than Vince in the ring, but he definitely is.
But hey there, Jesse. Dan Dundada. I do like the Mangler. I always enjoy that one.
Same here.
What if Will Smith had to power slap? Hey, I mean, he's had practice, so he could be on his way. He could be. I like CM Punk, but you'd have the CM Punk a power slap. He goes in, 5 seconds later, boom, slapped and fall to the ground. Just like CM Punk's UFC career. That'd be Will Smith's power slapping career. He does one slap, but then you don't have a 4-foot guy to slap around. You have a guy who can actually fight. Yeah, pick on Chris Rock, the muscle bound athlete known as Chris Rock.
Yeah. I mean, he's got balls. I mean, shit, man. Like somebody slaps me like that. Like, I don't even know if I can hold my composure. I don't give a shit if I'm the host of whatever show. And that's, I saw people say this too. Like, he wouldn't have done that if it was anybody else. Like, he knew Chris, like, probably wouldn't do anything. And he knew him, like, as a person. They'd worked together before. So, like, he figured, like, he could get away with it. And he did. And, yeah, if that was anybody else, everybody kept saying if it was The Rock and not Chris Rock, he wouldn't have done that. And he totally wouldn't.
You're right. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Because he's a fucking simp. He's too busy having a wife who loves a dead guy more than him. Because she loves Tupac a lot more than her.
Craziest thing ever to me. Like, you got this whole, like, huge career, like, a mega successful, like, worldwide name. Like, you're a household name. People know who you are. And you feel insecure about a dead guy? Get a new wife, bro. Like, I mean, it's case closed to me. I mean, you could still be buddies with her, like, after the fact. I mean, she's the mother of your kids. You could have that relationship, but
he's still in love with her. He's a simp for her. I mean that sincerely. She could cut his nuts off with a dull pair of scissors and he'd still be in love with her.
Feed him his own nuts.
She could do that too, and he'd be like, yes, may I have another pair.
It's so crazy. Yeah, that I usually separate things like that, like, someone's performances from, like, their own, like, person, but, like, I can't help it. That just makes me see him in a different light. It just does.
Right.
Like, oh, man,
I understand.
I mean, I'm not gonna like boycott his career or anything. I'm not one of
Right.
those guys, but still, I just see him a lot differently now.
Exactly. Thanks, Bobby. Yeah, me and Fabio CM Punk for sure. Yeah, he doesn't like CM Punk at all. But I'm the guy that I do not like Triple H at all. So I
That's
get what you mean.
that's weird because I like both of them. So
I've never been a fan of Nipple H. Never liked Preparation
why
H.
is that? I gotta ask, why is that? Is
I'm
it the
like Bret Hart. I've never seen a great match with him or promo that wasn't helped by the DX group.
Mhm.
His interests are goofy as shit, holding the Terminator heads and being a wannabe Conan. I thought they were goofy as hell. Uh,
Okay.
and then, like, so many matches, he ends with a sledgehammer, and that killed any legitimacy to me.
Mhm.
Yes, it's all fake, but you hit someone with a sledgehammer, you're dead, even with your story.
Mhm.
And he hits him with a sledgehammer in the head, that person's got brain damage or dead, or you just defeated any escapism believability in your matches. As Jake the Snake Roberts said, if you can't beat with a sledgehammer, then man, I can't mess with the guy. What am I going to do?
Mhm.
And it's like, yeah, I thought that was really cheap heat. Uh, I don't. He he was the guy that would work with the other guy, The Rock, Steve Austin, Bret Hart, but he was never the guy for me. I never got any charisma out of him. Promos, even worked in the ring, I'm like, oh, maybe average. And like he would pull out the sledgehammer, and uh, again, a chair. Okay, you could kind of believe it. A sledgehammer, it's like, what the fuck, really? It ain't for me. I don't know. He was never my cup of tea. Could never get into his matches. I, for him, I thought they were just very slow, very uninteresting. Maybe if he had someone else I like more working with him, but
So you're
compared to
not
all
saying
those
like
big guys,
every
like
single match, it's just most of his stuff as
yeah,
like okay.
I just say like all the other guys around that time: Eddie Guerrero, Kurt Angle, Steve
Mhm.
Austin, The Rock. Many of those I like more than him, both in terms of in ring and charisma and promos. And again, didn't have the stupid sledgehammer stuff. Didn't have the stupid uh, entrances of again Terminator heads or whatever the hell else goofy shit. And then just like because of storyline, he's got to be the guy to defeat WCW. So he beats Booker T when Booker T should have won. He beats Steen when I think Steen should have won. And then it became WCW versus WWF, even though WCW was dead for like 10 years or whatever.
Mhm.
But they're still. So I just hit the storylines. Uh, and I do think he was only there because he married the boss's daughter. I'm not saying he wouldn't be there at all, but I just think at that top level, I do think it's because of who he married.
Wouldn't you say that he at least accomplished a lot of the top booking stuff like or how should I say this? Like he became a main event guy before he married Stephanie because that wasn't until like 2004. Now I know this whole storyline thing, but their official like wedding date was like 2004. I think they might have started officially dating somewhere between 2002 and 2003. But even before that, you look at a lot of the runs that he did have, he was doing a lot of that on his own merit. And if you talk about who goes over, that's always a Vince decision. And I've always said Vince is a
Well,
fucking
what
idiot
runs did he
anyway.
have before?
Say that again.
What runs did he have before the boss's daughter? Like what
So the
runs?
one that comes to mind, which would have been right before that, would have been the 2-man power trip. angle with him and Austin as the tag champs. Austin was the WWF champion, and he was Intercontinental champion. And
And you said Kurt Angle?
Hmm?
And you said Kurt Angle was part of it as well?
No, it was called the two-man power trip, and it was Stone Cold and Triple H as a tag team, as a heel tag team. They were both WWF tag team champions, as well as Austin having the WWF championship and Triple H having the Intercontinental championship. So they had 4 belts between them, and they were sort of wrecking shop over the whole roster. That was right before he got hurt, and he gets
That's
injured
an
in that.
era like.
Go
See,
ahead.
I didn't remember that. That's how memorable it was to me. And if I did remember bits of it, would have been Austin's bits, which
Mhm.
is one of my favorites. Even though he's a white beater, I do like Steve Austin as a wrestler. But he is a white
Yeah.
beater, just saying, folks.
Yeah. So that was like the main one because like he comes back later on and then he has the feud with Jericho and Stephanie's with Jericho and all that stuff. So that would have been like one of the bigger things. Um, and then of course before that he did have DX on and off because I
Yeah.
know he was part of like the whole corporate ministry thing and stuff. But he did have a lot of like main event spots throughout. I always thought he did a great job as putting his opponent over. He always protected people really well. He bumped his
Mm.
ass off, which, and this might be a controversial take, I thought he bumped way more and sold way better than The Rock did. That might be controversial to some, but if you go back and look, The Rock was never the one to actually let his head come in contact with certain objects, or if he did sell, he would oversell. Like the stunner, he does like 5 backflips, which looks silly but can be entertaining. And I like The Rock, but I mean, comparably speaking, here this guy, he did sell his ass off. Like I've never seen him not do business. He wasn't a guy to argue
I mean,
backstage with doing business, where a lot of other guys were like, I love Stone Cold. I think he's one of the best ever. But I
right.
mean, when he didn't want a job to Brock Lesnar, and I agree it was bullshit, he walked out. So like
Yeah.
there's a lot of different ways to look at some of that stuff. And I've always heard the hate for Triple H. I hear it, I understand
I
it,
just
but
never
I
found him
don't.
interesting. I just never found him exciting to watch in the ring.
Mhm.
I always found him boring. Just him, I always
You
found him
never
boring.
saw him as like the leading man. Like he was never
No.
the guy, like you said. Okay.
I mean,
Gotcha.
he did become, granted, but
Mhm.
if he was the lead guy, I was not interested. Just not,
Gotcha.
just boring to me.
Mhm. Would would you say
Yeah.
Batista or maybe even I guess a better example because this would have been more Triple H's era. What about Mick Foley? Are you a Mick Foley fan?
Yeah.
Now,
I like Mick Foley.
okay, so by comparison and logic, you said the sledgehammer. Well, Mick Foley used the barbed wire 2x4 that sometimes I was on fire. Wouldn't that kill somebody? I mean, he used that a lot. He also wasn't the best in the ring, but he was entertaining. I love Mick Foley.
Well, the
People
fire,
are
no,
annoyed
not
by
really,
his.
because they really did go into the fire and they did catch on fire, but they just did some burns. That's different from a sledgehammer connecting right to your forehead.
Yeah, but
I
the
really someone pushed me into fire, did my bad, then someone try to hit me with a. I mean, of course, it's all fake in wrestling, but I'm just saying within the story. Okay, if you're going to push me into a board and there's a table that's on fire, okay, it's going to hurt. It's on my
Mhm.
back. Or someone with a sledgehammer to the forehead, I might
That was
that
more
I.
the finish, though. He would hit you in the body with it before he would hit you in the head. Like hitting in
But
the
you still
head
would
was
hit
the
you in the head.
finish. Yeah, for the finish though, you pin him and then it's over. It's never like, oh, I'll hit you in the head first.
But I know
So
him. I'm just saying, anytime I don't care how soft you do it, a sledgehammer to the head, you're dead. you'll never get up again unless I never see you again. And news is like he's dead. He died. They
Well,
buried him.
what about the 2x4 wrapped in barbed wire? I mean, it is a 2x4 piece of
That'll
wood.
hit you in this and hurt you, but
He hit people in the head with it. Like, shouldn't you be concussed at least? Nobody was ever concussed. Nobody ever got knocked out by it. And he would continue his matches.
I mean that's to me that's different than just a sledgehammer.
I'll give you that because a sledgehammer, like it is like steel or whatever. So I'll give you that.
Yeah. But thank you, Ian. I appreciate that. Yeah, I talked about that earlier.
He
I
hates
explained to
life.
Marq what the trailer was.
Was it that bad?
It's just a poorly done trailer. If
Maybe I should
it's
check
meant
it
to
out.
sell it, if it's meant to sell that it's a kids movie and it's meant for kids and there's a lot of Marvel like comedy, then it did it. Where it's again the guy Brian Tyree Henry being very very weird as Megatron, like voice that just doesn't work. Very over the top humor. Just a very lame trailer, in my opinion, with comedy that's just none of the voices sounded right. It just nice looking animation. That's all I'll say good about it. But it looked like dog shit. What if wrestlers did sword fights for chairs? That probably did happen at one point. I'm sure.
Yeah, it kind of did once or twice.
So they beat you to it on that. MTH Bra, you just watched a review of Kilroy Was Here. I don't know how they saw the film. It's an NFT. I guess they're one of those maybe that I guess maybe they were one of those I saw during the initial screening years and years ago. But oh well. It's a Kevin Smith film, so I don't need to see it. Whoopty.
Did you watch around this era of WrestleMania 20? Is that 23? So I guess that would have been 2007. Were you still watching at that time, or did you get out like before?
I get out probably early 2000s, around 2003 maybe,
Okay.
give or take.
Okay.
I know we talked about that, Jonathan, about Alien Romulus, at least briefly. But we talked about other streams. No, I have no interest as of yet. They've shown really nothing to intrigue me as of yet. Just people and ship want to be Ripley, or Rip Offly. It's pretty much it so far. That's another cool request in the future. Maybe a Royal Rumble commentary, one from the early 2000s. Sure, that'd be fun. That'd be different.
Oh yeah, I'd love to do a wrestling commentary. That'd be really fun.
Kane used his hook and chain at WrestleMania 23 against Great Khali.
He did.
Jesus. Okay. Well, they did hang the big boss man and I guess killed him.
Yeah, they hung him in the middle of the match he had with Taker in the middle of the ring. Oh, I forgot about that. That was good stuff.
So if he's dead, how did they explain it later?
They didn't. They really didn't.
Thank you, Andy T. Shore. No, Steve Austin did not use the Stone Cold Stunner. Just a regular stunner. I just real quick, like, did he get anything new, physical wise, or are they still coming in the mail and stuff?
Yeah, I still got stuff coming in. Nothing really that I can think of.
Cool, no problem.
No. Oh wait, no, I did get one. Hold on, give me 1 second.
Sure, no
we
problem.
talked about this, and I think I said I wasn't gonna get it, or I was thinking about it, but I did get it anyway.
Okay.
One of your favorite movies, Matt.
Oh, okay.
I think you know what it is already. Hold on, let me move these water bottles out the way. Yeah, it is open. I'm gonna take it out here. So I got the epic barbed wire. And see if you guys can see that. And then here's the steel book.
Be right back.
Yeah. So yeah, there's the steel book. And then the back of it is just as cool. Let's see if I can get that in the camera. Yeah. And the inside, it's just barbed wire and the background with the discs. So that's it. This one is pretty sure it's the uncut version. Yeah. And 4K restorations, got HDR and Dolby Vision, all that good stuff. Oh, thanks, Pred. Yeah, it's probably not the type of movie that Matt would recommend, but
No.
It's, I mean, the front of it, I mean, it looks like it's this epic like action movie, but it's all the action is mostly, there's a few shootouts in the opening like act. The middle, like no action at all, and then the very last 20 minutes is all the explosions, which there's a lot of explosions. I'll give it that. Yeah, a lot of gun fights and like explosions at the end. It's got rails back in it. And
Pam Anderson sucks. She's not good.
I mean, she's not, but like she doesn't really have that much to do, even though she's the lead, which might sound weird. Most of
That's
the
one of the
time
problems. She's that good, and then your lead doesn't have much to do. So
she's just eye candy.
What do you watch it
essentially.
for?
That eye candy. That's it. Like she's naked quite a few
You
times.
watch a porn.
What?
You watch a porn and get more eye candy in less time.
You mean a porn of her?
Sure.
But it's not in 4K. But yeah, yeah, I mean, he's not wrong. She's not very good. I've seen worse acting, like, and this isn't me trying to justify it, but yeah, I've seen worse. She's just kind of there and just saying dialogue. You can tell she's not prepared or like a trained actress at all. Yeah, she's
so
mostly
she's not good.
Well, yeah, no. I mean, she's literally eye candy.
Yeah,
says her lines, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, she has some maybe like 2 fight scenes, which I don't even know if that was really her. And I know the one scene where she's holding the gun. She's got like 2 guns, like this, like John Woo style, basically.
yeah.
And it's a really cool scene. That's probably the best shootout scene in the movie. There's your slow-mo John Woo style as well, but the way she's holding one of the guns, it's so funny because it's like this instead of being like straightforward. So she's like holding it, but it's like the other one's like that. I was like, what the fuck is she doing? Like, why is she holding the gun like that? But yeah, they should have at least trained her on that. Like, I don't know. It's one of those mid 90s cyberpunk-ish action movies that is only nostalgic to somebody who probably saw it when they were a kid like myself. This what's the other one? Johnny Mnemonic. I mean, they're all like in the same vein of style of movie, and they all pretty much look the same as well. That's another one you're not a fan of.
I mean, I could watch Dynamite, but I don't think it's that great of a movie. No.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, Keanu would do much better right after that with stuff like Speed and stuff. But yeah.
When Primer asked for this, I don't know which one does have two of them. You wanted me to show the covers, I guess. I don't know if you didn't see these, but there's this one. And then this one.
Great artwork, love it. Oh, that's just classic. That's gotta love it.
So, these are my two 4Ks. Non-official. This one I got for free because it's got the 35mm version theatrical, and then this guy got a while ago. So Premiere wanted to see that, so that's why.
Those are nice.
Showed it.
Much better than the artwork on the Cameron 4Ks, that's for sure. Yeah, somebody
no problem.
Just said that in the chat. It is. He's not wrong. Like, man, that I was man, that's especially the one on the right. Like, that's beautiful. Yeah. That's amazing. Wait, doesn't that one have the white cover as well, like on the actual case? I'll take that over the actual 4K as well. That looks better than what we get.
And even has the artwork inside.
Mm-hmm. It's also better artwork than on like the discs for the actual 4K. It's like it's black with like white writing, and I think it might have the Wayland symbol on it or something like that. I think one disc might have a face hugger, but again, it's not like an actual image. It's like outlined in like black and white. It sucks, honestly.
And that was the other one.
Nice.
The 35mm and the regular.
They couldn't even do artwork on the damn discs, so that's a shame. I don't know, Phantasmat. I guess. I mean, from what I saw, it had a logo of a different company on the advertisement for the original Terminator 4K. So we'll have to wait and see. Who knows?
Yeah. I mean, there definitely hasn't been any news on James Cameron doing it. You think there would be if that was the case?
Mm-hmm.
A regular fan remastered Blu-ray? I mean, I'm sure somewhere out there. If you look hard enough, you usually find stuff of that nature.
Yeah.
No, I can't say where I got these. These are, I mean, it's not really legitimate, so it's not really best to advertise where.
You found them. They were donated.
Exactly. Yeah, they were gifts. They just gifts in the mail. That's all they were. Well, I guess someone had sent me a package. I did an unboxing, but someone had sent me a bunch of like found footage films. So okay. I did I did a separate video showcase, but I figured I might as well show these since this is thanks to Guillermo. So most of these probably no one's ever heard of, but some of these I have reviewed. They're not all found footage, but some of them are. There's the Sacrament. That's a Ty West movie.
I remember that. That's like Jim Jones, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which I did like that one.
Mm-hmm.
One I barely I don't think I've ever seen. Apartment 143.
That cover looks very familiar. I may have seen that. Who's in that?
No one I recognize.
Okay. That cover looks really familiar. I don't know. I might have seen it. I do remember the cover though.
The Possession of Michael Keane. Another found footage. I remember not minding this one. Yeah, it's funny. I have a friend named Michael Keane, so sometimes I goof on him. Like, when did you get possessed? I already had this one, but still was a nice gesture. Crawl, very good movie.
Yes.
By Alexander Aja.
I have the there's like a French 4K of it. I think I showed it on here before, or maybe I just showed it to you like off stream. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah. I remember this being pretty good. Instead of Loch Ness, another like it's a fake documentary with Werner Herzog starring in it.
Wow, that's different.
And Zap Penn, who wrote X-Men 2, they like play a version of themselves, try to look for Loch Ness, and they find out it's lava is staged, but then something happens in the third act. It's like comedic fake documentary, a little bit of found footage. It's a fun one if you like Werner Herzog and stuff. And yeah, that's a fun one. I remember liking that one.
Okay.
This I don't remember if I've ever seen. If I did, it's probably bad. But Darkness Reigns with Casper Van Dien.
I remember that.
So okay, you've seen this one then.
Yeah, have a good time, Matt.
I might have seen that. I don't remember anything about it. That's what's funny about it. Same with this might have been one I've seen. If so, I don't remember anything about it. Living Among Us. It's got William Sadler, John Hurd. There's William Sadler there. And Rookie of the Year himself, Thomas Ian Nicholas.
Okay. Yeah, no, I haven't seen that. I mean, a lot of vampire movies have that type of a cover, so it looks familiar, but no, I haven't seen it.
I know that's another found footage one. I might have seen that, and that was really bad. This one, I remember not minding for what it was. Evidence. Just because it's like a typical found footage, but then at the end it goes like buck wild crazy with like military silos and soldiers and creatures and all this other stuff. But like the first half's like just a group of kids in the woods.
Okay.
Maybe that's why, because it seems so meh. And then the ending's like they just everything in the kitchen sink.
Let me see the back of that one again. Actually, I'm gonna highlight you. Okay. Okay.
I know there's a different cover for this as well.
What year was that one? Was it 2004, that one?
Sounds about right. I can't find a.
Is that where like it's like it's found footage, but like he's like filming himself or something?
This is, I don't know if it's the DVD. It says 2014.
Okay, no, that's not it then.
Okay.
That made me think of a movie where like it's a guy where he's like filming himself nonstop, and I think he's like accused of a murder or something, and he goes to look for the one. Okay, he goes to look for the tapes, and like the tapes during that time period where the murder happened are missing, so it's like a whole mystery.
No, it's very different.
Okay, that's not it. Gotcha.
Okay,
there we go.
And then there's this one, which I thought was pretty good.
Ah, yes. It's been a long time since I've seen that one. It has been a very long time. I forgot about that. That one was good. I remember that. I liked it.
Yeah, for those who don't know, it's about a woman who they think has Alzheimer's disease, but then you find out there's more to it than that.
Mm-hmm.
And pretty decent for
Yeah,
what kind of film it is.
that ending where they're in like, I guess it's like a tunnel or a cave or
Yeah,
something. That was wild, man.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, that was really really creepy.
This one, that's another one I remember seeing. It sadly was, I thought it was pretty lame. That's the Hunted, because it
Mhm.
has Josh Stewart from The Collector. But it's pretty much like him and someone else are doing a hunting show. It's very predictable. They
Okay.
start hearing things, they get hunted. It ends like every found footage film. Josh Stewart actually directed this as well as starred in. He's the guy who starred in the Collector movies. And it's very predictable. You buy the numbers. Funny enough, Uwe Boll, Salt on Wall Street,
Wow.
which this was okay for Uwe Boll films. I mean, I would say this in the first Rampage has Ever Furlong in it, Eric Roberts, Diamond Purcell's the star.
From far away, it kind of looked like Channing Tatum on the cover.
A little bit,
Yeah. Okay. Now I see it. Yeah.
I remember a little bit about this one, E Demon.
Hmm.
Remember a little bit about it. It's been a
Don't,
long while though.
don't think I've heard of it or seen it.
This one was interesting. It's one of those like fake documentaries. Uh, Fury of the Demon.
Okay.
Pretty much a documentary investigation about a dangerous French film called Fear of the Demon, which was shown at one point and people went crazy. So they interview producers, journalists, historians, psychologists as to where this film went, what might have been in the film. I mean, it's trying to be like a fake documentary about this cursed movie. I'm I don't know why I'm fascinated with fake documentaries to see how they pull it off. Just intriguing aspect to me. So Fury of the Demon.
Hmm.
This is a DVD-R sadly because this film would never get a physical release. But it's like they made one for me. Night of the Juggler, good thriller with
Okay. I'm
James
familiar
Brolin.
with that. Yeah.
Pretty much, kind of Taken before Taken. This is about a guy whose daughter
Yeah.
is
You could
kidnapped,
say that. Yeah. Yeah.
and he pretty much goes through the city to try to find her. It's a good. It's not in black and white. Just this is what the DVD-R is. But from what I last heard, the guy who owned it, he wanted too much money, so they'll never release it on DVD or Blu-ray,
Mm-hmm.
which is a shame. I thought this was a bit of a gem of a film.
I hate shit like that. Just put the fucking thing out. Greedy motherfucker.
Yeah, I remember this one being decent too. Is another found footage they're watching.
Okay.
Definitely like comedic found footage. It's like people doing uh, like this TV reality show about hunting for homes. They go overseas and they're like partying and think everything's fine, and then it, the locals are not so crazy. It gets very comedic but very gory at the third act.
Cool.
It goes very crazy,
That's
and
cool.
this is a fun one as well. So just to show a bit, and thank you, Bobby. I appreciate it. What's your what's your those heroes ad game? I'm not sure what you mean. Where you play as a guy and you kill a bad guy and you gain a number. The Count? I mean, I don't know what you mean, Bobby. It's the Count for Sesame Street. Does he kill people and get their numbers? That'd be a movie. He's a vampire hitman. I need your numbers. He doesn't know. They don't know. He means their digits. But I'm not sure what you mean, Bobby. I'm sorry. Yeah, I apologize, man. I don't know what you mean. Uh, okay, Mark, what's his thoughts on Aliens Expanded Doc? Is he going to pay the $50 digital or $100 Blu-ray for it?
No. I am interested in seeing it. That is definite.
Oh yeah, of course.
But I'm not paying that. That's crazy. And what was it like?
$50 digital, $100 for the Blu-ray.
No, I'm trying to think
$50
of
you want the digital.
the other one was $10,000. You could be an executive producer or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and you can get the poster and a T-shirt and shit. So no, fuck that. I'll find a way to see it, but I'm not paying for it. I'll have a friend send it to me. That's what I'll do.
But what do you think about that practice that now people are doing stuff like that? Like $50 for a digital now? For a digital, $50. Like, come on now, man.
That's got to be the most ridiculous pricing on anything when it comes to physical media or not physical media that I've ever seen. I can't believe that they're even allowed to set the price that high. I mean, I know that it cost money. It was probably one of those Indiegogo campaigns or some shit, and people gave them all this money to make it. You would think that they would say, "Hey, well, I mean, this is fan inspired. They're probably fans of the movie, and you charge people that." Like, dude, think about
Well,
it.
okay, if you're
10,000
oh, sorry,
though, just for a
yeah.
movie credit and a poster and a T-shirt in the movie. There's no words for that. Like it's insanity, and it shouldn't be legal to do shit like that. That's, I mean, of course, there's the perspective that people are going to pay it. It's their money. They choose how they want to spend it, but morality has to step in somewhere, and there just isn't any when it comes to something like that. Like they're just I hate shit like that, honestly. Because like you're preying on people who probably love the film and are really big fans, and like they have this utter love for it, and they think that like they have no choice but pay $50. Never, let alone the $10,000 thing.
Yeah.
It's fucking
Like
insane.
me, but I'm not paying $50 for a digital. I won't do it. And I love
No,
aliens a lot, but I refuse. $50, no.
no.
$100 for a Blu-ray, even that's a lot. If it's like okay, $100 you get the Blu-ray, but then you get like I don't know, like a book and some other stuff with it. If you
Yeah, I
want all that
mean,
stuff, maybe
yeah, maybe
like a
if it's,
big
yeah, something unique, like there's a new design like unearthed from Geiger's work from back then or some shit. Like, yeah, there's something really unique and really rare and limited. Okay. But,
but I'll admit
you
I
know,
bought that I pre-ordered that 1993 Super Mario Brothers set. That was like $100.
mhm,
But it's like okay, it's the movie, but it's also like a couple books, and then there's a book over the
mhm,
making of. There's a book on all the strips. There's all this other stuff. I'm like, I rarely do that. I'm like, okay, it's offering a lot more for that
mhm,
price, not just here's a Blu-ray, and it's like if you want to rent, just it's, like digital is like in a way renting it in a way, and that's $50. That's just
mhm.
crazy to me. I mean, I guess technically it's not renting it. You download it, and hopefully you keep it. But I don't just I don't know. It's not
No.
that difficult for. It's not even like even you're paying shipping costs. It's $50. It's not like you even have to ship it or make
Mhm.
a DVD, a disc, or anything. It's just put it on a website. Here's a download code. Give us $50. I don't know.
Hopefully it doesn't become a thing that catches on and happens more and more. It seems like it might be going that way, but I mean, if people don't buy it, then it won't continue. So I think that they'll be forced, just because they have no other choice but to bring the price down and be a lot more fair to the consumer. But that never happens, so I don't know.
Thank you, Bobby. It's a game that shows up in ads where you have a guy that's a knight but no helmet. They have numbers above their heads. Those numbers are less than yours. They die. Those numbers are more. You die. I mean, I don't watch a lot of ads. If an ad pops up, I don't really pay attention. Because I know, like, on your phone, there's always these ads, and I don't really pay attention to them. Kind of like if there's an ad, I try to do something else. Then I come back when the ad's done.
Mm-hmm.
Which is ironic because I'll watch like a old commercial reel that's like an hour long for like 80s, 90s commercials. But I don't watch an ad nowadays. So I know it's go figure. But because I'm one of those guys that will watch like, oh, here's some 90s commercials. Oh, I'm curious. Just as like a window through time. But I don't watch a new ad. So I haven't paid attention to that, Bobby.
I mean, it's also the way they sold stuff back then too. Like it was a lot different than the way they do things today. It almost seemed like there was a lot more that went into it.
Exactly. Well, I guess that'll be it. We're getting here. It's midnight now. I'm not sure how late it is for you.
I
But
think it's the same. Yeah, it's midnight.
So 3 hours. Movie ended like an hour ago.
Yep, we went
But been having fun talking.
Past Alien Day into the next day.
But yeah, thanks once again, the Predminator, for the request. Really do appreciate it.
Yes, thank you, sir. You very generous man, and I always appreciate all your kind words and your support for the channel, dude. A million thank yous. If you're still here, I hope you're still in here.
And yeah, thank you to the people in the chat who joined us throughout. I saw like Phantasmat, Hunk 100 there, Jojo, Silver Wings, a lot of other guys. Thank you to Bobby and EM and Freddie Litt and others who sent in super chats. I really appreciate it. Predminator, thank you once again. You guys rod. Another great commentary for the Record Burst. New memory, more to come. Thank you, Predminator. Feel free, man. However you want to, be my guest. But do you have anything coming up that you want to promote for a bit? Granted, there's only like 30 people, so it won't be a lot to see it, but maybe after the fact, so we'll see it.
Honestly, no, not really. I mean, there will be something, but as far as like a specific time or date, I can't give one. We got to do another Cinema Syndrome show. It's been a while since we just been on here and just talked movies or like new trailers or whatever's going on.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, we got to do another one of those. Maybe next week if you're free. I know you're really busy with reviews and stuff. So
this sounds good.
Maybe one of those next week.
This sounds good.
Also, maybe another commentary. I'll let everybody in on this. I'm not going to say the movie, but we were going to do another commentary for something else. We both got busy. And I think we were going to do it last week or the week before last, one of the two, and it just didn't happen. But yeah, we'll have another one up hopefully sooner than later for all you guys. So yeah, just stay tuned.
All right. Well, have a good night, everybody. Thank you for watching. Thanks, Marq, for hanging by and joining me. Always fun.
Thank you for having me.
And everyone out there, you guys have a good night and have a safe weekend.
Yep.
Bye-bye for now.